far away, far away at sea. Oh, darling, see the stars, see the moon. Please pray I'll be coming home soon. Here am I, far away at sea. But I wonder, are you thinking of me? Oh, darling, see the sky, see the sun. I always pray I'm still your only one. I look at your picture when I'm alone, and I wish I was coming back home. I know I'm far away at sea, but I wonder, are you thinking of me? Oh, darling, see the stars, see the moon. Please pray I'll be coming home soon. Here am I, far away at sea, but I wonder, are you thinking of me? Far away at sea.
You all shake the rain off your umbrellas as you enter the Monticello Hotel. You can still slightly hear the patter of the rain softly against the windows of the lobby, but it quickly abates as the four of you are met by a man in military fatigues waiting for you in the lobby. So perhaps before we start with the dialogue, we can introduce the four people present. The one person who is not any of the players tonight is Dr. Vito Bianchi. He is a rather thin, spindly sort of man of average height. He's got graying or slightly graying black hair, which is starting to thin out, and he's got thick glasses on, and he's probably the one who seems to be the most nervously looking around, trying to figure out what he's even doing here. Now, how about we start with Nathaniel? Who is Nathaniel?
Commander Nathaniel Crawford is in his mid-30s. An ambitious man, high up in the ranks for his age, and perhaps a bit surprisingly, he was picked for this mission, even though you wouldn't really expect to see someone this young in command of a submarine. But yes, he has that air of command about him. Like he knows he's supposed to be wearing the what are they called? Those? How many stars does a Navy commander have?
A commander, I don't know if because I think captain is 1 star, right? So I don't know what, it's probably stripes still with commander, I think.
Yeah.
I am not an insignia guy, so
Yes, I really did not do my research on this one.
that is fine. We will
dopo di sono famiglia.
we'll stop.
Insignia.
Yeah, we will stop the torture of poor Nathaniel, and we will go on. Who is Jack Tanner? What does he look like?
Jack Tanner is a man of mixed race. He is fairly tall and fairly broad-shouldered, well built, but as he walks, he has more slumped shoulders. He's clearly not with a straight back. and he looks very tired.
Mm-hmm.
If not constantly, then at least of late.
Mm-hmm. And who is Walter Quincy?
Walter is a rather tall man. He is in his very late 30s. He has a quite, I guess, unassuming look about him. However, everything about him, as he wears his hair, his clothes, is impeccably arranged. His hair is slicked back, black hair with small grey streaks starting to appear, and there's no stray hair sticking out. His shirt, everything, basically perfectly symmetrical, and yeah, he looks very neat, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are all met by, like I said, a man in military fatigues. He's waiting for you in the lobby. It's pretty clear because as soon as you walk in from the rain, he walks up to you with a brisk pace, and he just uh, sort of gestures to you and says, "If you'd follow me, please. The captain is right this way." And he just starts turning and walking, so he's just sort of expecting you to follow him.
Yeah,
I
Walter
suppose
follows.
we shall.
Okay. Um, so you follow the man through the corridors of the hotel. Um, he leads you to what you would assume to be a conference room, and as he opens the wooden door and holds it open for you, that is what it is. A small conference room, about 10 seats maybe. But right now there is nobody inside apart from a single older gentleman who is he sits very upright and he's just oozing authority, very stern face, like hard features. And as soon as you uh, sort of walk in, he just looks up and waits for everybody to enter.
I suppose Nathaniel would go first, and he would stand opposite Captain Garnett,
Mm.
and he would just give him a proper military salute.
He'll just go, "At ease, Commander."
He nods in response and is at ease.
Mm.
Jack makes sure to give way for the rest to enter first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Walter walks in. He probably stands nearer the corner. He sort of just nods his head in greeting.
After everybody has walked inside, the military man on the outside, he gently shuts the door and, well, stays on the outside of the room. And the captain just gestures for you to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sit down.
Um, After everybody sits down, he just briefly, sort of, he starts with sort of clearing his voice a bit, and he just goes, "I hope the drive wasn't too hard on you." Sort of, especially looking over to the civilians, not really considering even like the Navy doesn't allow for weakness, so they're
It was fine. Thank you, sir.
mm,
It was easy enough, I suppose.
yeah.
Thank
Do-
you.
Dr. Bianchi just sort of slightly just straightens his tie and just nods. Um, the captain then continues and he goes, "Well, on to business then." And he goes, "Senior members of the Navy suspect that a Soviet submarine has been lost around the waters of Iceland, somewhere to the south of Iceland. She was picked up on scanners a few weeks ago, but she disappeared again. Now, usually, that would be little cause for concern. The Reds do as the Reds do. But in this case, it is a submarine loaded with nuclear warheads, and it is a submarine whose area was later, shall we say, inflicted with an activity which would be hard to ignore for the military. A large sonic boom, a large auditory signal was picked up on relay stations in both Iceland and on some of our Navy patrols in the area looking for the submarine. And so we now have little choice but to look for this thing, because we don't know what the Soviets are doing on the seafloor near Iceland. The submarine that is at Commander Crawford's disposal is the DSV NR2. Some call it the Norton. It just looks over to Nathaniel sort of scornfully. But it is a deep submersion vessel, which means it's perfect for this. It's a submarine that is made for observation, reconnaissance, that sort of thing. We have chosen the crew all present here for your different skills. You all know what you can do, and you can fill each other in later. But the NR2 has no weapons, no armaments of any kind. This means that you are not to, at any point, pursue the Soviet submarine. You are just to find it. If it is laying dormant somewhere, tap into its communications, figure out what's going on, and get the reconnaissance back to, well, HQ. That is it. You do this, you manage to do this, you might save us from a third world war here. Tensions are high. After Cuba, everybody's a bit on edge. Questions?
Nathaniel quickly glances to the civilians to see if either of them would have anything to ask.
Will we have training, time to prepare?
You will be going to Iceland on the Caroline Choist. The Caroline Choist is a large supply ship. It's used for these sort of missions, as the Norton is too small to really travel the Atlantic on its own. It will take too much time. So it will be released from the Caroline Choist on arrival near where the sonic boom was found. As such, when it comes to basic maintenance, basic use of equipment which you would not already know how to use, all of that should be done on the weeks you spend on the Choist before you arrive at location. Anything else?
Good.
No. Sir. Water quite pleased, actually, if anything.
Commander, you have anything else?
No, sir, can't say that I do. Mission parameters are clear.
Well then, as time is, and he looks at his watch, of the essence, you are booked to leave on the Caroline Choist in 2 hours. Which means, well, a driver's waiting outside. Some belongings of yours have already been picked up in accordance with what you have given in paperwork of what you need on a voyage, and it will all be waiting for you at the Choist. It of course had to be inspected to make sure that it comes within all the parameters of what is allowed on a mission of this type.
And all was approved, yes? All was allowed?
Everything was approved.
Good.
Yes. Well then. Dismissed. And he just sits back down in his chair.
Nathaniel stands up, salutes him again, and proceeds to the door. Holds it open for the other two.
Yep. Walter stands up, leaves.
Yeah, Jack follows suit, reaching into his shirt and rubbing a crucifix he has around his neck.
Well, as you go back out in the lobby, you see another man who just seems to walk out the door, his face sort of away from you as you enter the lobby, and the military man that you met before is waiting in the lobby, and he says, just follow him, he's the driver, he'll take you to the Choist.
Alright, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. As you follow the man out, the rain is heavy on your umbrellas, and then you see the nice German car in all black that apparently the Navy has decided to use in this occasion, probably not wanting everybody to know exactly what is going down at the hotel. You all get in the car and shake the rain. You all get in the car and shake the rain off of you. And before you even manage to tell the driver where you're going, he boosts off in the direction of the port. The clouds seem even denser than before, and the odd flash of lightning can be heard in the dark autumn skies over Norfolk. As the car progresses through the coastal town, you feel civilization slowly leave you behind. Big streetlights and heavy traffic give way to small light posts and rows of warships anchored at port. The rain is now heavy enough to where looking out the windows makes everything seem distorted in a way, and you feel the car take a sudden turn down one of the large concrete piers that station the finest warships of the Atlantic Fleet. This is when you first see her, the Caroline Choist. She's larger than you would have thought from her description, and she seems sturdy enough, although without any real armaments that you can see at all. But then, that's when it really catches you. The driver isn't stopping. Why isn't the driver stopping?
Nathaniel turns. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Walter was just gonna go. Oh, excuse me. What's? Isn't that the ship? No.
There is no answer.
Is the driver in uniform?
He's dressed all in black. And from the back of the car, it's very hard to see him in the front. There's only a small slit showing the man in the front.
Walter starts knocking on the whatever that is, like partition. Excuse me.
There's no response.
Sorry.
No response at all. The car continues down the pier. And that's when you notice it. The music is gone. Now the others are gone too. Now it's just you, Walter. It's you, the driver, the pier, and the endless darkness. And the pier is coming to an end. You can feel it. And now you see it, too. You feel your heart pounding as the pier gives way, and for a brief moment, for just the briefest moment, as the car tilts down toward the Atlantic, the headlights scan across that dark surface, and you see something beneath the surface. And deep in your bones you know, it sees you too. You awaken with a deep gasp, sitting upright, covered in sweat. You've all been aboard the Norton now for about 10 days. And as you awaken, you hear a familiar grunt and deep sigh coming from the bunk beneath you. It's hard enough to get sleep in this fucking bucket as it is without you tossing and turning. Can you keep it down? This comes from Rob Kelly. He serves as the main pilot for the sub and has been sleeping in small odd shifts to keep the Norton going where it's supposed to go. And from how he looks, you'd think he hasn't been sleeping for weeks.
Well, excuse me. You know, we live in a can. So, sometimes things get stressful, don't you think?
Yes, well, some of us have to work 16-hour shifts and try to get some sleep from time to time. It's sort of...
You implying I don't work?
No. Of course, reading your book sounds very difficult. Doctor.
Walter will throw his legs over the side and hop down, going back to his books.
The Norton is a... well, calling it small would be a disservice to small vessels. It is basically one big room. And it's not even a big room, it's one small room. It's got a big ladder in the middle of the little room that goes up into what you have learned is a repurposed entry area which allows one person at a time to lay flat on their back in the new exoskeleton diving suits that you've been provided with and slowly be submerged and then let out, and another being allowed to go back in the chamber after it's done, one at a time. You know that there's a small hatch in the floor which allows for the small crawl space to see out the small porthole on the bottom of the submarine. And you know that in the back by the engine area, you have been given a small cot, and next to it is a small assortment of medical supplies should you need it, although it doesn't seem like the Navy has really spent all that much in furnishing you with the most exotic of medical equipment. Already in the submarine is sitting upright is Dr. Bianchi is sitting at the communications desk trying to look out for any strange either human communications or other sounds coming from the area around you. And there's of course Commander Nathaniel, who sits next to the sonar command panel, where he sits and overlooks the sonar scans that go on periodically of the sea bottom as the sub slowly drifts along the depths of the Atlantic Sea. Yes, we've just been going through the fact that everybody now knows what everybody else's job on the submarine is. We all know that your character, Jack Tanner, is the diving crew leader. We've got Walter Quincy, who is a medic and a marine biologist. We've got Nathaniel Crawford, who is obviously commanding the mission, as well as being a trained engineer, as well as being able to operate sort of sonar equipment and that sort of thing. And we've got Robert Kelly, who is the helmsman, and Dr. Bianchi, who is linguist and sort of like break ciphers and that sort of thing. So that's everybody's job. So he does communications. Okay, so we are back. You've been looking around for this strange signal at the bottom of the sea, and you haven't really been able to find anything. It's strange that a signal of that magnitude could be picked up a few weeks ago, but now nothing. No strange readings of any kind in the area, really. And it all puzzles you, maybe in different ways. What could it be that makes such a strange signal in the depths of the Atlantic? Well, Walter, you said you were going to study. What is Walter studying?
Well, he likes to go down into that crawl space
Mm-hmm.
and from time to time consult the books he has brought with him. I do have a list of them. I don't know if you want
Yes,
me to read them out.
I have read the list. But is that what is he reading now, or is he just looking or is he going in the crawl space?
Probably at first he was sulking a bit and so decided to read, but soon enough he felt the call to, well, crawl into the crawl space and stare out and hope to see something magnificent.
I will then, let's see. Here we go. A little mood setter for you as you stare out into the dark depths. What is Jack doing at this moment?
Well, Jack's job only begins when he exits the vessel. So, really, he's trying to pass the time as best he can, ignoring most of the situations that have transpired before this trip. Occasionally, he could be found maybe reading a book. Sometimes looking at some pictures he carries with him. And sometimes he'd be probably more out of sight, but he's not easy to miss. So people would notice that sometimes he goes to the corner and tries to pray in private, clearly in distress about something.
Nathaniel. Does Nathaniel just keep sort of scanning the bottom of the sea, or is he doing something else?
Yes, at the moment he is just staring at that sonar, hoping to catch something.
How about you give me a sonar roll? I think you have sonar, right?
He should be. Let me just check real quick. I think that's why we added the echolocation
Yes.
as a custom. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. R100. Nice.
You think you see something strange on one of the sonar scans. Let me just see if I can get this. Again, the issues of juggling. Let's see. You think you see a weird shape in the bottom of your recent scan once you look closer at it. It seems
Okay,
out of
sort of.
place.
Yeah, he sort of squints his eyes, leans in. How much deeper is this than where we are?
Right now you're about probably 40 or 50 meters, something like that, over the sea bottom, and it's quite slowly just drifting along now, because you don't want to be right over the sea floor when
Of course.
when the helmsman is getting some rest. That's not a good idea. But yeah, so you're about 40 or 50 meters up from the sea bottom.
Yeah, upon seeing that, he's going to quickly go over to Kelly to see if he's awake.
He's sort of shut his eyes again. He's just laying there.
I think I just cannot operate the sub.
Well, you can try to operate it, but
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah, he's just gonna lay his hand on Kelly's shoulder, like gently to ease him back into the pain of this existence he's been suffering for the past 10 days.
Okay, he
Like,
just
Kelly,
he
Kelly.
opens his eyes and he goes, what?
There's something on the seafloor we need to check out. I need you to take us down a couple dozen meters.
Right, okay, got it. And he just grunts a bit and sits upright and gets his jacket on and his pants on and just goes over to sit down at the controls.
Yep.
And
Nathaniel returns to his station as well.
And you all hear the sound of the sort of the engines sort of coming to like a standstill almost, like the propellers coming to a standstill, and then going in reverse, sort of slowing it down completely to a stop before you hear the ballast tanks sort of being filled, and the sub slowly starts sinking further down. You mind telling me what I'm looking for here?
There was something strange in the ocean floor. Looked like debris, maybe.
Alright.
At this point, I would be trying to get it back on screen. And then, if we find it again, I would call Walter over to have a look.
Do another echolocation for me.
Bruh.
Yeah, so you scan the bottom and you can't really seem to find it again. Exactly. I mean, it's from the scan you had before, you could tell that it's a rather small thing, whatever it is, on the sea bottom.
And so I have a snapshot of it.
You do, but because of the sort of distance, it's you have all of these as sort of snapshots, so you can you can sort of print them out, I suppose. So you have them, but they're not very shall I say, or it probably doesn't print them. It probably puts them on like magnetic tape or something like that. I don't quite know the technology, but it's stored anyway.
So the main question is, can I have Walter take a look?
Yes, you probably can, yeah.
So in that case, he's going to turn over to where Walter is.
Walter is below you. He can't hear you unless you communicate.
Okay, he's going to go over to the hatch, open it, just sort of stick his head in. Dr. Quincy?
Yeah?
Come out here, please. I need you to take a look at something.
Oh, yeah. Gladly. He's backing up.
Yeah. Another great thing about this little crawl space is obviously the fact that you have to crawl backwards as you try to get out of it. You can't really turn once inside. You have to back all the way up. But yeah, he eventually gets up.
I caught this. Something on the seafloor below us seems to be quite small, and I can't really find it again. Do you have any idea what it might be? Looks like debris to me or something.
I will send you the picture as well.
I'm glad to take a look.
And you can, if you feel you have a skill that might help you with this, you just let me know and you can test it. Otherwise, you can test a... what could you test here? Let's see. You can test
I will message you my idea.
Yeah, go ahead. Probably natural world, I would assume. It's a good one to test, I think.
Yep. Again, just D100, yep.
Yep. That, I believe, is a normal success. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. You don't have 84 in. So yeah, it's a success. You are instantly able to tell that this does not look like a natural sort of like it looks like it's something man-made, whatever it is. It's the shape, the very square shape makes it instantly not seem like a rock outcrop or whatever. So yeah, that's what you're able to tell from the image.
Nothing interesting. That much I can tell you. Well, if that's all you wanted, I will be going back to my work.
He said to just sighs in exasperation. Oh man, I was really hoping we'd catch something here. Yeah, okay, just sorry for bothering you. You too, Kelly. I know how sleep deprived you are.
I'll survive. Just sort of mumble something under his breath.
Walter gives Kelly a sort of dirty look before he goes back to the crawl space.
You want me to continue on the same course as before, or do you want me to change it?
Yeah, just get us back up to speed.
Gotcha. You all hear the sounds of the ballast tanks sort of being emptied out again, I guess, of water, and the sub rising to the correct sort of depth before the engines again kick on and the sub starts humming along its normal trajectory, and Kelly goes back into his slumber. At this point, Dr. Bianchi is sitting there. He's listening for any little thing. He looks completely absorbed in his work, but he has not really found anything. So it seems like he's trying harder for every single day to be useful somehow to the mission, but just isn't picking up anything special other than the odd whale call every once in a while or something like that. So what are the rest of you doing now? Are you just continuing scanning as you're going along every once in a while and just trucking on?
Yep. Nathaniel just falls back into his chair, not very happy, and goes back to the menial task of looking over the sonar screens.
Tanner sometimes may strike up a conversation, but clearly without any success of keeping up with the subjects these people are interested in, he'll usually fall back on his other hobbies.
A few hours go by. Tension seems to... You all feel it. You don't quite know what to expect, but whatever made that signal is getting closer, and you know it is because the coordinates, the distance to the coordinate rather, is decreasing for every second. The tiny little submarine is chugging along on its little way through the dark Atlantic waters. A few hours go by, and I want you to do me another echolocation.
Yes. Well.
What is your echolocation?
31.
Okay, so it's a failure. Rip.
Rip. F.
Yeah, there's just seems to be more sea bottom as you're moving along. Nothing really that interesting. Your shift is almost coming to an end, Nathaniel. And how about Walter? How about you give me a spot hidden?
Read my mind.
The universal role for seeing shit.
He's laying down in that tiny little crawl space of his.
Just going.
I wanna see things.
Oof. That's gotta be good.
You see everything.
I hope.
You just spotted Cthulhu's asshole through the fucking thing.
No!
Enjoy editing.
I literally looked into the abyss.
Oh god.
You
Ah,
started it.
That's what
So
you call it, is it?
that's a hard success, I think, and it's what? Let's see. It's if you lower it by 2 luck points, it's a critical success.
Okay, so 2 luck points, what does that mean? Is that literally just 2 points, or is it
Yeah.
like...
So 2 luck points would mean that your luck currently is at 70. Which means that your luck would be reduced to 68. Which means that if you ever have to test luck, you now have to test against 68 rather than 70.
So now I will take that chance.
Okay, so you reduce it?
I did, yeah.
For just the blink of an eye as you travel along, you see something odd, something really odd as you're moving across, and I will show you a picture of what you briefly see as you travel across the ocean floor. And almost as soon as you see it, the little porthole is sort of keeps moving, obviously with the sub, so it goes out of view.
Well, you said there's like a little communication device,
Oh yes.
right?
Yeah.
Immediately slapping it. Stop! Stop! We need to stop!
Nathaniel just sort of jerks from his semi-slumber, and he just calls for Kelly. Kelly,
What?
we need to stop. Come on.
And he just, again, like zombie mode, like just sitting up straight, sort of like walking over to the panel, like briskly,
Stop
but
now!
not. briskly but not running, and just starts reversing and stopping the
Yeah, throughout this whole thing, Walter was like, "What's happening? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!"
Yeah, as Kelly is stopping the sub, Nathaniel would reply via the comms. What happened, Dr. Quincy?
There's something down there. It's quite remarkable. I don't know. It's some sort of machine, but I've never seen anything like it. You must come down here and see it. Hold on, I'll come out so you can see it. Just a second.
Are you sure? I'm not catching anything on the sonar.
Well, try and see it for yourself. You might look at the sonar, but I don't think my eyes have deceived me. So I'm going to come out and you can come and see it. I believe we need to go out. This could be something quite remarkable.
Nathaniel is a bit like lost for words because he's not sure if the doctor should be talking to him in this way. So there's just a moment of silence, and he goes like, "All right, we'll take a look. Come on out then."
Coming out.
yeah, just scooting out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear the.
Shimmy your fat ass out of there.
He's not fat.
Quite the
Well,
opposite. Very lanky.
it's like
Yep.
the ring
He.
crawling out.
Yeah, like didn't cut his hair all this time, and apparently it's just like that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. He climbs out and basically motions for Nathaniel to go and see himself.
yeah.
Right, Kelly, take us lower. Let's see if we can get a clear visual of this thing. And as he says that, he just heads for the crawl space.
Yeah, where exactly do you want me to go? You want me to reverse it, or you want me to go down?
Would I be able to help with that in terms of because Walter was watching as they moved along?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like the sub was going at a sort of, it wasn't going up or down, it was just going straight
Yeah.
ahead, and you saw it and you lost it again pretty quickly.
Yeah.
While you were just going along.
Yeah, I'll go down to the porthole. I'll tell you when to start reversing, and I'll tell you where to stop and start taking us down, okay?
Okay. You want me to go same speed reverse, or what do you want?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. And he just sort of puts it in reverse. Yep.
Jack will basically hear all the commotion and the discussion going on. He'll just join and turn to Walter. Doctor, what exactly did you see?
I'm not entirely sure, but it was something. It must have been something man-made, but I've never seen a structure like it. Some sort of ship, perhaps?
A structure? Are you sure?
Man-made, absolutely. No rock would be in that formation. It would be, I don't know, 1 in a trillion chance to have a rock formation like that. It's just not how nature works. Well, I was hoping for something to discover in the natural world, but this is still quite rather unusual.
Well, hopefully it's something that will help us get this job done. And if needed, I will take a look in person. I'll describe it as best I can to you.
Oh, happy to go with you. Also have diver skill.
That's metagaming. Just kidding. Okay, so would I...
Well,
make...
it is known to all of you that there are two of these weird diving exosuits on the submarine for the express purpose of the two of them to be able to go outside simultaneously. Like, that is the real reason they are there. But yeah, as you go down, uh, Kelly puts it in reverse. Same speed as you were going forward. Sort of,
Mhm.
the sub starts backing up, and you're laying there in front of the porthole, seeing only darkness, really. And how about you give me a spot hidden?
If I botch this.
I hope so. There's nothing here, you blind bat.
Okay, good.
Yes. So, knowing to look out for something and sort of keeping your eyes very peeled, you also see it just briefly as the sub is reversing. And I will pose to you what it looks like.
As soon as I catch sight of it, I'm just gonna slam that button. Okay, Kelly, stop.
Oh, stopping. And it just stops, and it goes out of view almost instantly. Like it's sort of in the corner of the view. Oh, oh, I thought I heard the Discord dropping sound, but everybody's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah. So it goes out of view almost instantly, but he stops the sub completely, and he goes, "What do you want me to do exactly?"
There's just a few moments of silence as Nathaniel inspects this thing.
Oh, he can't really see
Closely.
it anymore. You just saw it briefly,
Oh,
like in
okay,
the
okay.
corner of his eye as it was reversed.
Okay.
But he
Take
sees
it.
that it's like sort of on the to the left for
Mm,
him when he was looking out the portal, and sort of in
yeah.
the corner, and just sort of moves by as he goes over like a little rock formation.
Yeah, there's definitely something there. Take us down nice and slow. We're gonna have to send the divers out to take a closer look.
If you say so. He takes it down, and it drops slowly, and the Norton has small wheels on it so that it can sit on the seafloor. But you hear some time for Kelly to maneuver, sort of using the echolocation to make sure that the sea bottom where he's trying to put it down isn't completely uneven and will sort of lead to a crash rather than some sort of landing. He puts it almost all the way down and he goes, "You want to land completely or do you want to just keep us here?"
Out of character, assuming they would have no problem leaving the sub while it's not, fully anchored to the seafloor.
No, but I mean, the suits sort of require them to walk, so they would have to like
Oh,
drop
okay.
to the seafloor.
Right. Okay, so then in that case, just setting it down would be the better option.
But I mean, you're still quite far away and you can't see it anymore, so the sort of out of view.
Okay, so in that case, I'm just gonna. You said it was like slightly to the left of the sub.
Yeah, it would be sort of to the front and to the left. Yeah, sort of out of view of the porthole.
Yeah, just in that case, I'm gonna tell Kelly to take us 45 degrees to the left and take it nice and slow. Let's pinpoint this thing.
All right. Yep. He slowly starts turning the submarine around, and he stops after, like you said, 45 degrees, and he starts moving slowly forward. And after just a little while, you see it quite clearly in front of the porthole now.
All right, there it is. You can bring it to a stop.
You want to do a reading on it, or you want to just send us down?
Yeah, we'll do a quick sonar check. Just let me come up there. And he
Sure.
starts shimmying his way back. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Okay, he goes back up to the top. Yeah, well, you don't really have to roll now that you're basically sitting on top of it, because the equipment is doing all the work. But as you're sort of sitting on the top of it, you get you pick it up on sonar, and on sonar it's hard to really pick up anything. It's almost as if the signal is just bouncing straight off it, but you can pick up the shape, but not much else than that from trying to.
That's weird. It's barely showing up on the scans, but it's definitely there. I mean, both of us saw it.
You saw it, right? Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it remarkable? It's quite a breathtaking sight, isn't it?
It's definitely something.
Oh, yes.
Kelly
I
just sort of
see
looks
your-
puzzled. What exactly are we looking at here, sir? What, the bunker? The Soviets are building bunkers on the bottom of the sea now?
I'm really not sure, but it's definitely not natural, so it has to be man-made. We don't know if it's relevant to the mission, but we have to check. So, bring us down to the seafloor nice and easy, and let's have the divers take a closer look.
Alright, as you wish. And you'll sort of put it all the way down on the seafloor, next to this giant, sort of weirdly, sort of oddly shaped thing resting on the bottom of the sea.
Well, you've heard the man, Doctor. Care to join me for a prayer before we dive?
Absolutely.
And Tanner will basically take his crucifix and he'll hold it in his hand, and he'll find one of the more open spots in this tiny room, and he'll basically kneel down and wait for Quincy to kneel next to him, and then he'll start praying out loud.
Yeah, Walter will join and kneel down next to him, ready to pray.
And after a quick prayer, they'll probably gear up and go once
Yeah,
they're given
so
the all clear.
I have a picture of the suits for you to sort of show you what you're sort of getting into. Yeah, so the diving suit has been posted in the Discord, so those are the suits that everybody will be putting on, that will be going outside. Very big, sort of atmospheric, closed suits. Almost like a reinforced, well, more like a reinforced, like astronaut suit than a normal diving, with like a, diving equipment. But obviously the pressures down at about 300 meters depth are quite high. Who goes out first and waits for the other person?
I think I'll head out first. It is my job as the diver to basically look out for danger and take the risks while the doctor is safely
You suit
going
up
beside
first
him.
as well?
Yes.
So you don't help suiting Walter up before you suit yourself?
If I think he needs it, I'm not entirely sure what our experience is, but if I know he has enough experience diving that he would be able to suit himself up easily.
Would Walter want assistance?
Good question. He probably has his way of having to do things. Therefore, he would prefer to, well, even if Jack helps, he would likely adjust things afterwards to make sure everything is his
Okay.
specific preferences.
Well, I would, as the suits are disassembled, I would like you to, what would be a good role to make sure that everything is the way they're supposed to be. Now, they're pretty straightforward to put together, obviously, but minor mistakes here might be fun down the road. So let's see what skill we can use. So I think you guys can choose between mechanical repair, operate heavy machinery, and diving if you have it.
Okay.
Diving
Well, I'll
it
go with
is.
diving. Roll.
Yep.
That's good.
As you're in the presence of each other, I will let you roll with advantage. It's fine. You can both roll
Okay.
2 and pick the lowest.
I imagine that, regular procedure would be to suit up and then either have someone with experience check the suits or check each other's suits.
I would think so as well, but the person with the most experience seems to be the one going outside, so he's also in the suit. It's quite hard to really, how should I say, it's hard to really check like minor things when you're in this big like sort of
It's awkward to move around and
yeah,
look around.
it's like it's way
You only have
better
these tiny
than
windows
the
to work
earlier
through.
suits and whatever, but yeah, it's still very finicky.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you roll your second one for
Do I
Jack?
need to roll a second one?
Well,
Yeah.
you can, just in case you get better. Like, you just choose the best one. Okay, so 21. 21
Do I
for
need
you.
to say my diving value to you, or?
No, it's fine, I'm checking it. Yeah, okay. That's fine. And then, let's check. I say with a smile.
You evil bastard.
Not great.
That's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
Okay, that's fine. So you both think that everything is the way they're supposed to be as you suit up, and you enclose
love the way the
yourself
worded that.
into the suit. And at this point, just so you know, all the suits have this weird little. You can probably see it on the picture, but they have like a little sort of backpack compartment thing that you can release and put things in and put it back on your back, basically, if you find something. But you'd probably need to have someone else take it off and put it back on, because like, it's hard at the best of times to see what's going on and get your arms back there. So just so you know that. Apart from that, the little finicky hands can be operated, obviously, from the inside, the little claw things. And apart from that, you have this like cable sticking out of it that is connected to. It's not shown on the picture, but that's because these old suits, they didn't really have sort of radio communication with each other in that way. But you have a cable with communications to the inside of the sub, so there's always a cable being dragged after you as you exit.
And it's connected to like the back, right?
It's connected. It's connected to you, and then it's connected to sort of these port things on the sub itself, on the
Yeah, but
outside.
I'm assuming like the question was where exactly is that on the suit?
On the suit.
Oh,
So it's connected like
the
at the
cable
back.
is connected like to like the neck-ish area, because you have like a sort of a box there that seems to be almost like welded on to the side of it. And like, you can roll mechanical repair if you have it, to see if you understand why it's like that, because that's quite a specific question.
Okay.
Oh, welcome to. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
do
you
not.
don't really get why it's like
I know
that, but
it's
it's,
there, and
yeah.
I know what it's for, but I don't know how.
Yeah,
it works.
you know it's the communications, like all the sort of the air and everything else is sort of obviously done on in the suit itself, but like the oxygen tank and everything is also on the back and all of this, but you and so you know that it has to do with communication somehow, but you don't know why they have that on the outside rather than somewhere else.
I know
Yeah.
that's the thing that does the talkie.
Yes. Or that allows the talkie, rather. Yeah. Okay, so who goes out into the little chamber first?
Again, probably me.
Okay. As you climb up the ladder on the, you sort of need someone to almost help push you up, because it's you can tell that the
These
sub
things are
isn't
heavy.
made for this. It's sort of just like, what's the best thing we've got, and like retrofitted in the last minute to be able to do all these things. So there's like this weird gurney sort of setup that you can like put yourself in and then have someone like winch you up to this little area, where you sort of have to lay on your back, just like waiting for the hatch below to be sort of properly shut. And as you lay there, you can just hear your breathing and sort of sometimes see the condensation on the front little window, because you have a window there, a window up here, and a window up here. And you can just see it as you can just hear sort of from the outside still, you can see the water start to fill up. And then as it's been filled up, you just keep waiting, as you sort of, you know that more water and more water is just being pushed in to increase the pressure, because obviously at 300 meters depth the pressure is quite high, so this will take some time. And you just lay there. Roll sanity for me, actually.
Okay.
You will get advantage because of your experience.
So sanity, where is my sanity? That's a question I ask every day.
Almost top right.
Almost upright. Oh yeah, there we go. Is that the right value? Can you check?
I can check. Yes, it is the right value.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so starting sanity should equal power score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while I'm doing this, I'm also constantly checking with Kelly to see if he hears me on the communications.
Are those your
In
two
a
rolls,
bit of
by the
a
way?
fidgety way. I get 2 rolls.
Yeah, but
Okay.
aren't those the two?
No. The last one is for this,
Okay. Gotcha.
and this is the other one.
Okay. Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
You'd failed both
Yeah.
of them. Okay, yeah. So you just take a deep breath, but it's sort of, you are used to diving, and you have used a similar sort of suit once or twice, but never even close to this sort of depth.
Yeah.
And you know that diving at these sort of depths are basically unheard of outside of like testing suits and stuff like that. But yeah, you imagine that the reason why
Yeah, and I
sort of
know it's dangerous.
yes, it's
Yeah.
very dangerous. And so you finally, after about 5 minutes or so, you see a tiny red light in front of you turn to a sort of shut off, and a tiny little green light goes on, indicating now that the you are ready to be able to open the outside door if you should want to.
And I'll take the handle, squeeze it as you're supposed to basically release the safety, open the latch, and I'll make my way outside quite slowly. Once I poke my head out, do I see the structure? Are we close enough to see it, or?
Yeah, see, the thing is, you see just darkness in every direction, apart from in the exact direction you're looking. With the, you have sort of you have a couple of sort of flashlights mounted on your head that go downward like this, and then you have like a light sort of mounted on the arm so that you can sort of point it in a direction as well, so you can see sort of the submarine itself. But other than that, it's complete darkness in every direction, apart from in the direction of the sort of the front of the submarine, which is shining its sort of very high-powered lights straight at this structure. As you can see, like a bit of it lit up against the darkness.
Okay. Well, I'll walk out, close the latch behind me, do the usual procedure of locking it, and then I'll contact Kelly to.
Okay, so you hook you hook in the communications and everything as you've been taught. Okay. Yep. You're free to say what you want to say.
Kelly, do you read me?
Yep.
Tell the doc he can make his way out.
Heard that, Doc?
Yeah, on my way.
Okay. And then the second so they open the door, like droplets and everything fall down because obviously you can't get rid of all the water, and they sort of hoist Quincy up into this little room where he's laying on his back, and they shut the door. And again, I want you to roll sanity, but you don't get to roll advantage.
Oh, goody.
Oh,
Immediately have a heart attack.
That is a hard success. Yes, hard success. So you feel very calm. You're so excited about what's happening that you're sort of the danger is sort of pushed to the back of your mind a bit as the water sort of pumps into this little room and encapsulates the entire thing completely, and you just lay there and wait for that little green light to switch. After a while, it does, and you are now allowed to you now see the the green light go on, and you're ready to be able to move outside if you wish.
Yes. Water goes outside.
After going outside, I assume you shut the hatches and plug in and everything. Yes. At which point then, let's see what we can do here. We will now switch to this is basically what you hear. All you hear is sort of silence of the suit itself and your own breathing against the internals of the suit, and the slight sort of rubbing of plastics and fabrics together as you take one step after another along the length of this submarine as you come toward the end of it. So, what do you wish to do? Oh, by the way, Jack hasn't seen the structure yet. He hasn't had a picture of it.
I have not.
I will. At this point, I think everybody has seen it, so I'll just put it in the Discord.
Do we see it from here?
Oh yeah, you see it from there. I mean, it's big. It's not small. This is what you see. Obviously, the light isn't coming from that direction now. It's coming sort of from the side, but still, yeah, you see the thing laying there, and it looks very odd.
Definitely not something you see every day.
Certainly don't.
We should make our way to it. Check the surroundings first, maybe.
Well, using the arm light, just sort of try and, as much as I can, I don't know how. Obviously, it's a large structure, but sort of try and look around, I guess, to see the immediate surroundings.
Okay, do a spot hidden. let's see, that is... Yep. On the seafloor, the ground seems to be like powdery. Like it seems like sandy. It doesn't seem like hard rock, which you would think would be sort of the normal around a location like this. It seems more like, you know, the sand you'd find near to a beach or something like that. It's strange. But other than that, the structure itself is the only real thing that really sort of sticks out in the dark that you can see.
Using the light on the arm, can I check the points of contact the structure has with the ground to see if it looks like it just was placed there recently, or if there's been enough time for it to kind of sink into the sand and then to like be
Okay.
pushed over it?
So you're moving over to it then?
Yes.
Okay.
If there's no obstructions, obviously.
No, there's no real obstructions on the seafloor. Does Quincy follow, or?
Yes, he follows.
And just to make sure, what is Nathaniel doing while this is going on?
He's by the comms with Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, probably radioing in, like approaching the structure
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so nobody's down at the porthole then.
Well, I think he'd prefer to be at the comms to hear what they relay.
That's fine. Okay. As they as you move closer, you sort of feel almost your feet being sort of sucked a bit into the sand, not properly as if you're sinking into mud, but it makes the footing more difficult than it would be if it was just hard rock. But as you move closer, you said you wanted to try to sort of like look around the source of contact.
Yeah.
Well, see, it doesn't really seem like there is a source of contact. There's like the structure itself seems to sort of go down, and then the sand begins, and you can't really see underneath, if that makes sense.
So, like it's sunk in, or it's floating above the sand?
Oh no, it's definitely in the sand, but you don't know
Okay.
how deep in the sand it is or whatever it is. So it's, yeah, so that's hard to tell without, you know, starting to dig or anything.
Okay. Well, Doc, what do you want to examine specifically on this thing?
Well, I would like to know if there is perhaps an entrance to this thing.
We can have a look. You sure you want to go in, though?
Oh, how else are we going to find out what this is?
Point taken.
By the way, because of your critical success earlier, it is quite apparent that there's like a hole on the top of it. Yeah, so which I think you can see in
How
the picture as well, but there's like a hole in it.
how tall is this thing? It's
Um,
standing next to it.
from, you know, standing on the sand looking up,
Yeah.
it's probably like 2 stories above the sand is probably how tall it is.
Okay.
And sort of length and width wise, it's probably somewhere around 100 meters in each direction.
Okay. Well, Walter is in awe. Well, I saw that there was some kind of an entrance on the top. Now, how we go up there?
Well,
Depends.
if the Reds use this as a bunker, there should be stairs going around one of the faces of the building. You wouldn't be able to just jump up there, and you'd need to be in a suit to survive these depths, so let's have a look.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright.
I'll start making my way around, but as soon as I reach like about halfway, I'm going to turn back and run the other way around. This is so
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you
core
have the
like
cable. Yeah.
communication
Yeah, I was.
cable
Yeah,
doesn't
I was going
work.
to say like you don't want to like keep going around and around
Yeah.
and having to go the same way out.
Exactly.
I mean, I thought that one can check one side, the other can check the
Sure.
other.
Sure.
Yep. No, that's also possible. Okay.
I assume the communications also link to each other. Like we don't have a cable between us, but I
No.
assume like
Yes,
having the
it's sort of
cable back
both
to the
relayed
sub and
to the sub and then to each other. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. As you move, so who goes like seeing the structure from the direction of the sort of the image? Who goes on the left and who goes on the right side?
I'll
I'll go left.
go. Okay. Well, I'll go. I'll go right then.
Okay. As you go around on the left side, you're sort of surprised at how, though it's smooth, it has these weird sort of uneven shaped indentations that go down and then up again, but at weird angles. Like they don't, it doesn't, it's not like it goes in and then straight out in like a triangle, but it might go in at one angle and then out at like almost like forming a strange sort of half oval on one side. And all of this seems, it's obvious that this isn't natural or from an impact or anything like that, but it's a really odd choice of and it's very difficult to do, obviously, to make things in that sort of way. So that is what you see from going around on that side. On going on the other side, Jack, you quickly see that there's on sort of the if you see on the image the sort of piece that is sticking out on the bottom. Uh, on that, there's sort of a weird sort of, like you were expecting, a staircase, but some of the steps are smooth, some of them are jagged, some of them are like bulging, and it's like it's again seems purposefully made, but it's very strange. It's not made at all for sort of usability or comfort or anything. It seems very difficult to traverse.
Is it like is there any pattern to it? Is it even, or is
Um,
it like randomly and organic looking?
roll me an intelligence roll.
Okay. Right. And I am going to push this. So I spend
4 luck, yeah.
4. Do I need to keep the luck I've spent somewhere, or
No, just reduce it. It's fine.
okay, that's fine. I've taken the. I've pushed it to the bare minimum.
Yep. Um, nothing really comes to mind in a sense of a pattern. If anything, the lack of a pattern almost seems like a pattern in itself. It sort of seems like it's purposely made so that no two steps look alike, and that they actually, you know what? Both of you give me a sanity roll.
Yay.
Glad I'm not a diver right now.
Do we still get 2 rolls or not so much?
No, no, not now.
Okay. Is this where one of us panics and forgets everything?
No, both of you pass. Um, but
Yeah.
uh, it's still it's very you feel sort of uneasy looking at it because it's almost sort of it's uncanny the way it's created. It's almost like looking at a structure that doesn't quite seem right, like an eternal sort of staircase or like these sort of structures that aren't they're made in a way to sort of almost create these illusions of different sort of trick the eye into thinking that there are things that aren't there and things like that, and it's just sort of very uncanny and sort of uncomfortable to look at for a long period of time.
All
But
right.
yeah, you that's sort of what you see going around those.
Okay. Well, I'll call it in. Say, I got something. Doc, you might want to come around. It's steps, if you could call them that. Um, uh, you still with us, Kelly?
I'm here.
All right. Just making sure. You sure you want to go inside, Doc?
Did we just come here to look at this from the outside? We don't know what it is exactly. I mean, it could be a bunker, but if it is, then Reds know something we don't. I'm gonna come round and see these stairs of yours and turn back the way Walter came, and then around the others.
After a little while, you get to the other side. You see the strange sort of crooked, bendy staircase that goes around with the strange steps, the the complete lack of any sort of wear that you would expect on a structure being even submerged for a few years. The complete lack of um, algae, any growth on it at all. You would obviously at this depth you usually don't get a lot of growth of any kind, but still there's nowhere. There's all the dust and sort of sand surrounding it. There's nothing on it in itself. It's almost like it's pristine, stuck there, and it's sort of very it's very uncanny.
If we go up this, we'll have to watch our step. Try not to lose your balance. With these suits, it could be a tricky situation to get it back.
Oh, I'll do my best to be careful.
You go first. I'll catch you if you lose your balance, Doc.
Right then.
Um,
See.
a quick question. So, by the shape of this,
Yep.
Are those like two protruding
Yes.
structures? Are they over the stairs? Like, are the steps like in between them?
So the steps start under one of them and then moves up and between them and then under the second and then up behind and then up to the top.
Okay. Do I know if we have enough cable to make that?
Oh, I mean
Uh,
you've got a half a mile of cable.
Okay, good.
You've
Just
got-
want to make sure.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Well, I'll allow Quincy to go first, and
You'll allow him to go. Please push. Okay, that's so nice of you. Okay.
no, I'll be behind, and if he loses his balance,
Okay. Are you moving as slowly as possible, making sure, or are you trying to just move at a normal pace? What kind of pace are you
Moving slowly because the stairs look quite strange, and plus the fact that everything you described, no dust on it or anything. It's yes, this is kind of making his skin crawl a bit, but he is pushing on.
Okay, well, what would be the best role for trying to move up the god-awful stairs? Let's see. It might be, uh, you're always allowed when moving around in these things to roll upright heavy machinery, if you should want to. Otherwise, you can use climb, or you can roll dexterity, but with a penalty. Climb always starts at a 20%, like swim and everything else.
Mhm.
If you don't have it.
Yeah. I think I have to go with dexterity. Oh my god, it's gonna go.
Yeah, okay, so then you roll 2 and pick the worst.
Okay. Jeez. Oh my god. That's fine, but second welcoming.
Yeah.
Nice one, 99. Yikes.
Thanks.
It was a 99.
Oh yeah, that makes it so much better.
Well,
Oh no.
you can reduce it with luck if you want.
That's a lot of reducing.
Yes.
That's a lot of reducing, no.
Okay. How about Jack?
Yeah, I think if I roll heavy machinery,
Yep.
am I at a disadvantage?
Nope.
So I roll twice and take the best one?
No, you
Or-
just roll one.
I just roll one.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to roll Dex instead.
With disadvantage. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So twice and take the worst?
Yes. Let me see. That's
I know.
That's another
I know.
close shave.
I know.
Okay. Jack, you start to move up behind Quincy as he's trying to move up the stairs, and for a while he seems to be doing okay. He's moving fine up, but then suddenly one of these sort of almost sort of optical illusions makes him step on something that looks to almost be flat with the way it's made, but it's actually like a
Yeah, it's curved.
indent curved inwards. So he steps in and sort of starts slipping to the side, and he's not falling off yet, but he's sort of losing his balance, sort of tripping to off the stairs toward the ground. And that's what's going on.
I'll basically extend one of the arms to, kind of nudge him a bit
Off.
towards the. No, no.
Push him in.
In.
With friends
Long
like
live
these.
the king.
Yes, I was just about to.
Okay, so nudging or like grabbing? Like what are you?
Yeah, I'm basically, so he's tilting to one side. I'm basically putting my arm so I can like push him back. Because these things are heavy and they have a lot of momentum, but this
Yeah,
is
I mean you're
underwater, and-
underwater, so it's
Yeah.
heavy things are way lighter underwater,
Yeah.
so it's
and
not
plus
that.
these things are filled with air, so even
Yes.
though they're heavy, like,
Yeah, they're
so I'm basically gonna just try and push him to an upright position.
okay. Yeah, no, that's gonna be so you trying to do that. What is Walter doing?
What can he do? Flail.
Trying to
I don't know,
grab
maybe
hold
try
of
and
something?
brace. Is there anything to grab hold of?
Well, since the walls and everything have all of these sort of weird sort of outcrops, there might be something for him to.
Yeah, but
Hold
with
on.
these kind of claw things, like, is that even realistic to try and grab hold of anything, or is it easier to try and like I don't know if it's literally the next to stairs, it's like the depth or something, or there is something where he can like brace himself.
You know, like if he goes off the side of the stairs, it's just more of the sand on down below.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's like all the way around. There's this weird sand stuff.
Try and grab onto something then, I
Okay.
guess.
Well, then you get you get to roll. Um, you get to roll. What would this even be again? Diving, or with diving with advantage, but you're gonna need a hard success, I think.
Yeah.
Go West, go West. Oh!
Ooh.
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
I
Whew,
fucking called that
I don't see
on the wrong
anything.
roll.
Did you roll anything? I can't see anything.
99.
99.
Why isn't it
Yeah.
updating for me? Maybe I have
I
to.
don't know. I don't know.
Because
It's
because
recorded,
Roll
so you'll
20 is
see
like,
it.
don't look, no, you saw nothing.
Okay, let me
Oh
see.
no, get it away!
Whew.
Oh, thank God it's advantage.
Yeah, and 99 is a critical fail, so that would have been hilarious. Like you roll a 99 and then 100,
And you
like
pull yourself down.
Yeah.
land head first in the sand and just sink. Well, okay,
Like
18.
Mario
18
going to
is
a different
a
universe.
hard success for you, isn't it?
Um.
It's less than 50% of your diving, I think it is. It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything below like a 22 would be critical for you, I think. No, it would be a hard success. Okay. So yeah, you managed to like somehow like alter your weight using that sort of the indentation that you were sort of slipping on. You sort of push with your leg against it, sort of trying to reestablish your hold, and you manage to just sort of scratching at the different walls. You manage to find some traction on one of these weird outcroppings that's going out of it, and manage to tilt yourself up and sort of go against the sort of weird shaped wall on the side of the structure.
As I see this, and I'm trying to like help him, like nudge him along. I'm basically just gonna say, "Doc, go slowly, go slowly."
I'm trying. These things
Odd
constantly.
shapes, odd shapes.
Yes,
I know.
yes. Tricking my eye. Whew. Okay. Uh,
One step at a time.
let's keep going.
As you guys make it to the top of the stairs, moving slowly along towards the top of it, you notice the fact that the further you go, the sort of weirder the staircase and the walls go. Now there's almost like you can see reliefs, strange, almost like carvings around the stairs as you're approaching sort of the ascent to the top of it. These carvings, some of them look like writing almost, or like symbols of some kind, while others look like almost like hieroglyphics. There's a very strange sort of assortment of
All right. Well, reaching these reliefs, I believe Quincy would probably see them first, so I'll let
yeah.
Les react first.
Well, I'm assuming, I don't know, but asking. We don't have any equipment to record visual things like a.
Again, the suit sort of has like a camera function on the chests, just
Okay,
taking pictures, but you can't see them right away. Obviously, you have to go back inside to
yeah.
look at them. But
Well, Walter will try and take some pictures in the hopes of showing it to is it Bianchi?
Bianchi, yeah,
Yeah, that seems to be more his area of
yeah,
expertise.
that's fine.
I'm sorry, just gonna radio it in as well. To say we're seeing some sort of writing here, so I'm going to take some pictures to hopefully analyze.
Instantly, it just like Bianchi pipes up and is like Cyrillic.
I, I, I'm no linguist, but I don't think so. It's more like hieroglyphics. I would say.
Hieroglyphics.
I,
Interesting. Yeah, take some pictures. I'll check it as soon as you're back inside.
will do.
And instantly, Nathaniel, you can see that Bianchi goes into he goes and gets like this like massive compendium he seems to have with different sort of uh, just alphabets and like yeah, like symbolism and stuff like that, and just like starts scrolling through to um, different languages with hieroglyphics and sort of like mapping down sort of the areas in which they originate, and does stuff like that on his end.
That man is so happy right now.
Okay. Does the diving crew continue?
Yeah.
You are now at the top of this sort of dome-ish structure. It's not like it's almost like a disc, like it doesn't have a steep incline or anything, but again, it has all these weird sort of pockets and sort of outcroppings and things that almost make it sort of liable to, you have to watch the ground while you walk, or you trip over something or step on something uneven. But you can, from where you are now at the top, you can see the sort of almost exactly rectangular hole from above. But again, one of the edges is curved slightly like this. One of the edges goes up on like like an angle. So it's like it looks like a rectangle, but it's just sort of uncanny to look at because of the weird angles and everything of the entrance to the well, interior.
Does it have like a hatch?
Oh no, there's just
Thing?
like
It's
a
just a hole.
hole. Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Jack?
Well, you asked to go in. I'm assuming we can find a way to. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure I've ever seen something like this.
I certainly haven't. Can to use basically the hand flashlight to try and like shine the light in to see how far
Well,
there's a bottom of them.
as you approach the sort of the hole, you instantly see, which was hard to see with the light, that it's like the width of it is about like 3 people could stand side by side and sort of go into it. It's quite wide. But that's sort of the
In or out of suits, 3 people.
oh, out of suits. I was about to say, like in suits is more like 2. Um, but the sort of it's rectangular shape. It's not completely square. So the sort of the long side is where you could stand side by side, 3 people. You're thinking. As you approach it, you can see that there's another staircase going down from this hole. So it's like imagine one of these sort of like Mayan entrances or whatever, where there's no door or anything. There's just like an opening, and then you have the just the stairs going down. But again, the stairs are uneven and strange, and even the walls of the sort of, one of them seems to be caving in while the other one is sort of bent, and it's just it's hard to actually get a good light in. You can sort of see in, but it's sort of reflecting off a lot of things, and for some reason it's the material that it's built of seems to have the consistency of stone, but it's more reflective than you would imagine stone to be.
Okay. Walter definitely notes these things into the radio just so
Yep.
everyone hears it.
And this is only inside, or is this material outside also?
It's outside as well, but it's especially apparent once you're doing it inside, because it's bouncing off one wall and then hits another and then another, while when you're on the outside it just hits the emptiness of
I'm gonna shine a light like straight into one of the walls or a surface just to see how the light reacts to the material.
Yeah, it's yeah, okay, give me and it could be spot hidden, but I don't think it's really a can you see it or not. It's more of a like education thing. So let
Oh.
me it
Here we
could
go.
be physics, it could be just straight education, or it could be yeah, those seem like the natural world is also fine. But
Should
if
have
you
shown that
again,
light.
if you
So I
just
have to use natural world, and I don't have it. Oh, great. That's
yeah.
this is gonna go right. Okay.
Hard success.
What?
Hard success. Actually, you can, if you want to, use 2 luck and get a critical success.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Say no more.
Use it while it's here.
I bet I'm going to get anything like that in natural world, and I actually have it.
And actually, I want you to roll sanity now.
Great.
Just him?
Just him, because he's the only one that really gets it.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, lose 1
Apparently
sanity.
so am I.
Just lose 1 sanity.
Okay.
So what you see from properly inspecting it, it almost seems like the light is absorbed by the material itself, and then it emits it. And you see that when you flash over it with your flashlight, for instance, it seems like there's a gap between you flashing it and it's sending light back out, almost like it's taking it and then sending it out. So when you're flashing over it like this, like when you're looking at it and then go away, like half a second goes by and then the light returns out of it, which is very uncanny and odd, and it just it doesn't make any sense, and it bothers you a lot.
Okay. Question from my trip: do I know if anyone here is? I'm not entirely sure what the field of study is for Quincy, but is anyone here like any type of familiar with materials and rocks and?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Quincy can probably answer that better.
Okay.
I mean, if
If
you're
you're
asking
unsure,
me,
then
character.
yes.
Yeah. Hey, Doc. You know any materials that can react to light this way? It's not reflecting it quite naturally.
Okay, well, Walter is going to look at what exactly he means when he shines the light.
Yeah,
So I'll
okay.
basically just give it time to dissipate and then shine a light on it. It shines back, then give it time to dissipate again.
Okay, so if you're also looking at it while he's telling you what it's doing and looking at it, then you have to roll sanity too.
Let's go insane together.
Yeah.
No one's going insane.
It's fine. You just lose 1 point of sanity too. And you can also roll a natural world while you're at it.
Okay.
That
This
is
is perfectly natural. It's
that-
copper.
That is a hard fail, I think, for you.
Isn't that ridiculous? Like I'm so good at natural
and you
world, and
still
then
get a hard fail, but
the
otherwise
diver is like, oh, fascinating, and I'm like, duh, I don't know.
Oh, it shine.
Well, I mean, if you didn't have such a high natural world, it would be a critical fail, which would be way worse for you. So it's at least
Yes,
it's.
that's
I mean,
at least, yeah.
is it like I can push my luck to get a success fail, or no?
No,
Okay.
no,
No,
that's too much. Too
that's
much.
too much for that. But it's yeah. No, um, it really sort of it intrigues you, but it puts you in a state of unease where it's sort of for some reason you get a flash of that strange dream where sort of the surface of the water was lit up and you saw something and that something looked back at you, and that's what it feels like when you have the almost like the material is reacting to you as you light it up, and it's very it makes you really uneasy. But you can't you've never heard or seen anything like this.
I, I, I don't know. I'm, I'm sorry. Can we move on?
Yes. Should I take a sample or?
Can we? I don't know how hard this material is.
Let's look inside first. Crew aboard the sub. Um, we we've seen the material this thing is made out of. It's odd. Um, just make a note that we'll probably have to study this further later on.
Copy that.
That's fine. Um,
And as I turn to the entrance, I just mutter, you know, it's probably loud enough to be heard in the communication, but it's like, what the hell are the Reds up to?
Um, Commander, we are going in. So again, Walter will take lead, and I don't know if it's possible, but again, try and at first sort of use the arms as he's going down to at least steady
mhm,
himself
yeah.
until it's like not possible, and then he will put the arms down.
Yeah, the staircase goes down for maybe 30 steps before you see it goes deep. It almost goes all the way to where you'd imagine you'd almost be all the way down back at where the sand is when you see the um well, what you see. You come to strange sort of oval chamber, which again all the sort of the hall itself is almost like a dome, and it has these corridors shooting out in front and to the left and to the right out of it on sort of the edges, and the staircase is coming from the last direction, and the hallways are sort of twisted on an angle. They're almost like square, but they're twisted on an angle, meaning that it's just it's weird. Everything about it is just uncomfortable to look at and feels like you're in like a funhouse mirror sort of structure. Um, okay. So as I was saying, the room is like an oval shape. You've got a corridor going off to each side and a corridor going to the front. But the corridors again, all the sort of the architecture is like off tilt. It's bendy and sort of like a funhouse mirror effect of everything. Just making you sort of not queasy perhaps, but just yeah, doesn't feel like it's created in any sort of way for comfort or for sort of ease of access or anything. And anytime you shine in any of the directions of the thing, because of the sort of, which you now realize right away, the delay between the light coming back. Once you move, you are the light starts reflecting off of all the surfaces, and it's just difficult to really maneuver unless you hold your light in a very still position while you move. Otherwise, it's very difficult to see anything.
Well, has only Quincy made his way down, or?
Both of you, I will actually show you, because you can now. I can put you over to the. You're
Okay,
sort of
cool.
in a sort of weird oval chamber. Obviously, the dimensions are way more sort of symmetrical and nice here than they actually are, but it sort of gives the general feel of the size of the thing.
Walter will try to hold his arm with the light and take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
gamble whether it will turn out okay or not, but he'll try.
Yeah. So, by the way, right ahead of you, here in the room, is like a little pedestal that just sits upright, and there's something on it. It's quite hard to see because of the light, but there's something on it.
Yeah. Careful on your way down, Doc. And Jack will basically keep going down carefully, like literally one step at a time. So foot down, foot down, foot down, foot down.
Has Walter made his way down to the bottom of the stairs?
Well, assuming that you walk down together, I assume that you will be able
Okay.
to walk quite all right. I mean, they getting more used to sort of the way you have to move on these stairs now than you were when you tried to get up on the outside. Now it seems a bit easier to navigate down these steps.
Mm-hmm.
Commander, you still copy us?
Do I?
Yep.
Yep, I'm here. What do you see?
It's if this is a bunker, it's I don't know how the Reds use this. It'd be torturous to go around here. Light bounces around here in a very odd way.
It's like the corridors are twisted. I'm trying to take pictures. Hopefully it will come out well usable. There's some sort of pedestal here as well. Going to approach it.
Okay.
Alright. Be careful and keep us posted.
Will do.
Do you want me to handle that, Doc?
Well, whatever it is or on it, I would very much like to see it. You are welcome to come with me.
All right. God watch over us.
At this point, like Bianchi, you see this obviously, Nathaniel, the others don't. Bianchi sort of turns to you, sits with a separate sort of headset on, sort of listening in on the general sort of the sensors, I guess, of the sub itself while everything else is going on. He just turns and goes, well, I'm picking up some audio readings here, Commander, but I think it's just whale song. Quite low, nothing really to concern yourself with. But I've started recording just in case something should come up later on.
Roger that, Bianchi.
I also should add, though, that we haven't heard whale song around here for, well, since we went down, so figured it might be reasonable to start recording.
Alright.
Yep, inside.
So yeah, approaching the pedestal.
Mm-hmm. sitting on a little sort of pedestal that is crooked, not 45 degrees, but like 30 degrees to the side, almost a perfect square. The pedestal sits what you can only think to be a statuette. The statuette is maybe like 30 centimeters tall or something. It's like you can probably like fit it or like take it with you or fit it in your backpack thing, but it'd be like squished in there. It's strange. It's sort of odd. It looks to be sort of humanoid-ish, the sculpture, but it seems to be almost from the sort of the waist up, or like the bust up, so almost like a bust, but you can't see any sort of face on the sort of head of the thing, and it's got a strange sort of like a one big horn that goes out to the side that sort of protrudes out of the head, but it doesn't have on the other side. But it's not really like a horn, because it doesn't look like it's separate from the head. It seems like the head is sort of morphing out into like a horn to one side. And I can show you exactly what that statuette looks like.
Given that I'm going there too, do I see the statue as well?
Oh yeah,
Or-
no, but both of you see it. It's not hard to catch or anything. Now let me just see here. And it's again well, looking at it, give me another sanity.
I knew it.
Ooh.
I guess we both see it, so...
Sometime you'll fail. Damn it.
I don't wanna.
Just one more point of sanity for you.
I mean, if this
Okay.
is high school, then I would definitely be most likely to fail. There you go.
And there we go, you had to jinx it.
Okay, roll me a 1d6.
Basically,
Oh, boy.
look at the statue and go, ah!
Yeah, nope.
Brain broken.
6
Oh.
points of sanity. Go. Yeah, both of you look at it, and Walter, you especially find it uneasy to look at it because you think that before Jack comes and sees it, you move a little bit to the side and look at it, and you swear that the head of the statue just moved to look at you and then moves back forward.
Did you see that?
It is an odd-looking statue. Is it a
That's it.
device of some sort?
Not observing anything else.
It doesn't... What do you mean, Doc?
Nothing. This whole place is. It's just strange, you know. The light and everything. It's yes.
Commander,
Hmm.
do you copy?
No, I copy.
We found a statue of some sort. Odd-looking thing. Some sort of a bust? Doesn't look important, but it's in the central, well, chamber right after the entrance. What should we do with it?
Can you... Statue of what?
It's hard to describe. It's perhaps a person, but it's not. Walter doesn't really want to look at it again. It's as if it has something protruding out of its skull.
Are you sure it's not just erosion or some growth or something?
I don't think it looks like erosion. I mean, nothing here really looks like it's been eroded, so to speak. Should we bring it back for analysis?
Just need a moment out of character. I know this is a bad idea, but I have to go.
I know it's a bad idea, that's why I suggested it.
Is it... Can you move it? How big is it?
It's something we can carry. Doc's already picked it up. Small
No,
enough.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
he
no, no,
hasn't?
no. Yes, not.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought he had
Nope,
picked
nope,
it up.
nope,
Oh,
nope,
okay.
nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
He does not want
Big
to.
no.
Well, what's the size of it? Is it like the size of
Okay,
a
so
traditional bus?
the circumference of it is more like this, but like the height of it is like this or something. So it's like you can fit it in the backpack thing. It's not huge. It's like a small
But then
statuette.
that's like the only thing that will go in that backpack, basically, isn't it?
Yes, in one. Well, you have two of them, but yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing that will happen. Go into one of them. Yeah.
Well, if it looks like some sort of artifact, I suppose we should bring it back. Maybe it's valuable. I mean, doubtful that it's pertinent to our mission, but still, can't just leave a find like this. Is that it for the inside of the object, or is there more?
There are corridors.
If you could call them that.
Can you go deeper in?
Yes. We'll investigate, but perhaps we can leave this thing until then. I mean, we are coming back here through the exit anyway, and then we can grab it. I mean, who knows? We might find things that might be even more valuable, and then we don't want to waste the space.
Yes, I was going to suggest that as well.
Copy that. Well, Doctor? Shall we?
Did any of you pick it up?
No.
So none of you know what it weighs. Okay, nice.
It is very still. Where it's supposed to be.
That's fine.
Not
Don't want like an Indiana Jones shit where a boulder comes out and crushes us.
Hey, if these suits had actual like gloves, then water would have already been like around everything, but it's the claws, so it doesn't have any sensation or anything in it. So
it's like immediately with the gloves, you just go to a wall.
But yeah, so you see a corridor to your left here, but the corridor seems to be caved in, which is very strange because there's no damage to absolutely anything else that you can see other than that one spot. Like there's no erosion, there's no wear, there's no tear, but that part is completely caved in.
Is the material that caved in, is it still the same material?
Oh, it's like the sand from outside that's like filling it all the way up, and it's sort of like so
okay.
you just see like a dune
So
of
we don't
sand
see the
basically.
damage.
Hmm?
We don't see the damage. We just see that.
You just see
sand
that
made
it seems
inside.
like that one side of it is filled completely with the sand. Yeah.
and from the outside, we didn't see any other damage to the like roof of this thing.
No.
Okay. Straight ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, let's just keep our eyes open. If the Reds do use this for, well, whatever they use it for, we might find people in here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are these suits equipped with any sort of harpoons or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And I assume we didn't bring any?
No, like the suits aren't made for really being able to defend yourself very well.
Yeah.
Sort of like any animal that would get attack. Like there are basically no animals down here, so there shouldn't be an issue. But as you go by this side, you just
Okay.
briefly see into this, that there's like a corridor filled with weird sort of, almost like larger statues in the same vein of this one, but they don't look the same. They don't have the horn, but they're faceless, but very intricate, but faceless, and they have uh, sort of they're again twisted into weird sort of geometric shapes. But other than that, they're like human size, maybe a bit bigger. You just see it as you walk by. And over here, as you get to this, there's like a massive. Think of it like almost like a relief that sticks out of the wall of this massive tangle of almost like roots with different symbols inscribed on them, and all the roots seem to go up to this like oval shape at the top, which just has like these weird like squiggly offshoots on them. And yeah, just looking at it is another sanity roll.
Fine.
Ooh.
Jesus. Yeah, so both of you
Nice.
aren't bothered at all by this one. Um, so when you light over it, again, it seems like it's made of two different materials here, where one of them reflects instantly and the other doesn't. So like the roots and everything seem to be made of a different material than the sort of the building and the statuettes and everything else. But yeah, it's like they all sort of meet at this like oval shape at the top. But that's all you really see there. And going in again from the center here again. If you do you keep moving or?
Yeah.
Before we do, the
Yeah.
relief is in which wall?
Oh, it's this.
Yeah.
So
So
right
right
ahead.
here. Okay.
Yeah, it's what looks like almost like a tree, I guess. There's like roots and stuff sticking out of it.
In that case, yeah, I'll carry on until I reach the front of it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a closer look at the different materials.
Okay.
I think before Jack approaches, Walter will again try and take a picture of it.
That's fine. Um. Well, as you then approach, you again see that to the side here is more just sand filled up on this side. Um, Not really allowing you to go further in that direction, but this other direction seems to go on for some distance. Um,
Okay. Well, looking at the materials, do they seem to be like fit in together, like you would two pieces of wood, or does it seem like it blends?
yeah, it's almost more like the edges blend into the material. It's almost like it's strange because it's almost as if you've got an endless layer of gradual composite materials going from one completely pure material to another, and then it sort of like blends perfectly from one to the other over a slight distance away from the roots.
That is weird. Commander, this situation is getting a bit odd. Um, we found some reliefs on a wall. Uh, looks like roots reaching out for something. Oval shape.
Roots? Like actual plant roots?
Well, the representation of them, yes. It looks odd. I'm not entirely sure how one would create this. The materials are blended together in a weird way.
It's as it's not wood, basically. But what it is, it's hard to tell.
Is it solid? Comes from Bianchi.
Can you?
Yeah. Ding ding.
Oh, you touch it. Okay. Yeah, it's actually, you know what? Let me see. What would be the best thing here?
Roll sanity 5
Natural.
times in a
No.
row.
Natural world. So whoever one of you that is touching it, roll natural.
Me.
Okay.
Although you rolled better in natural world before tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. I would have failed that.
That's a critical, isn't it? Divided
Critical would
by
be a 4th, right?
fifth, but it's like you multiply by 5, you get 60. So is it your skill is over 60, isn't it? Natural world.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a critical success. So you can instantly tell that it seems, from just like sort of like touching it, and sort of like with your arm sort of putting resistance on it, and then comparing it to other materials to sort of like feel the sort of hardness of the material. You can tell that it seems to be more like some sort of metallic sort of material compared to the rest of it, which seems to be more like some sort of weird stone.
It feels like a combination of metal and stone, but what kind I could not tell you that.
I'm not sure what to make of this, guys. Can you make your way further in?
Yeah. The question is, Commander, with all due respect, should we?
What makes you think you shouldn't?
I've been getting this uneasy feeling since we got here.
Well, it's nothing like we've ever seen, but it isn't that in itself amazing? I get the feeling. I share the feeling, but in the face of such discovery, could we truly abandon it?
That's precisely what I was thinking, Dr. Quincy. And he sort of suddenly cuts off and he turns to Bianchi. Dr. Bianchi, is something wrong?
Commander, I think you should listen to this. Again, nothing to worry about. You can continue on. Just some strange audio readings here. Just I'm not really sure what to make of this. And yep, you can just keep on doing what you want to do.
All right. Look, Dr. Quincy, you are more qualified to make this decision than I am, so I will defer to you in judgment. But again, Mr. Tanner, if you're feeling like you are unable to handle this, then you should probably return to the sub.
I will continue the mission so far as Dr. Quincy is willing to continue.
Right, I'm glad to hear that.
Lord protect us.
Look, Tanner, think of it this way. We are doing the Lord's work. It will be in his glory.
Right.
We can bring such wonders to everyone outside. It will be good.
Yeah.
The discomfort is worth it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Doctor. Shall we continue?
We shall. Yes, and thank you, Commander. Yeah, good. Going down that corridor.
Keep it slow and steady, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, well, as you just move along, the corridor seems again to sort of twist and stretch and snake along, and as you move and your lights sort of wobble, the it almost seems like the entire building itself is sort of moving and pulsing as you walk along. And as you get to the corner, you can clearly see into a room where there seems to be like light emanating from this place, which is like hitting all the different walls, like a bluish light that seems to be hitting all the different walls around in this room that is in this hallway here.
Can you see that, Tanner?
Not the weirdest thing we've found this trip, but this is unnatural, Doctor.
Well, none of this is. But who knows what we might find? Let's go.
And Tanner starts kind of walking slowly, though clearly slower than before.
You can clearly see that the light seems to be constant, almost as if, you know, there's a like a light bulb that is giving off a constant stream of light. But rather than there seeming to be a single source, there seems to be many small sources of rather weak but light nonetheless. And as you approach, you see a room that is one side of it, the wall to one side of it is filled with these, almost looks like mushrooms, but that the underside of them are giving off light. I will put it in roll. I'll put it in the Discord.
Okay. Well, seeing this, Jack immediately just says, "Hold on, Doctor. Hold on." And going to try to shine my light over the mushrooms, see how they react to the light.
They don't seem to really care about it much. Like they don't really seem to react in any way, really. The walls obviously react to the light, dancing around in all the different directions, but the mushrooms themselves seem to be bioluminescent. which is well, Walter will know this because it's a readily available information for anybody that it's uncommon in general, but at this sort of depths, having plants at all is like really uncommon, and you've never even heard of a family of subsea bioluminescent mushrooms that can live to anywhere near these sorts of depths.
That is remarkable.
It's unnatural. This is wrong.
Looking at like where they're growing from, is it like from the metal itself, or where are
Yeah,
the roots?
well, not the metal, but the sort of the it's like they're growing right on the sort of the sort of stone-like material, the reflective material. It's like they grow right on it.
Okay. Walter will again take a picture,
hmm
and yeah, we'll go. So we found mushrooms, and they're bioluminescent. They're giving off their own light. I- it's
Mushrooms? This
incredible.
this deep?
Yes, well, I didn't think it was possible, but here it is, right in front of us. I need to take a sample, and we'll need to examine it further when we get back. How can it survive here?
Then allow me, Doctor. Just remove the compartment from my back, and I'll retrieve the sample.
All right. Yeah, that's yes. Okay. Mm, mm, I would prefer if I could you know I have my ways, and it needs to be done the right way. Um,
It could be dangerous, Doctor.
no offense, but it's just let me try it. Look,
Very well.
if
Turn
anything
around.
happens, if anything happens to me, you're the expert diver here, so you will be better equipped to get us out of here.
Very well, Doctor. Turn around.
All
But
right,
do be careful. And I'm going
turns
to
around.
disconnect the compartment,
hmm
you know, take it off his back,
Yep.
and yeah, just gonna wait for him to do his thing.
Yeah. Is it like yeah? He will. I guess that arm is the bit that you cut the mushroom off,
Well,
or is there any
it's more
other
yeah,
tool for that?
it would be more like you grab it and like try to pull it, I suppose, like
Okay.
rather than yeah, it's not like it has a cutting tool or anything on
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Okay.
it's like regular mushrooms, you can just grab the stem and just yank it, and it's got
Yeah.
really thin connections, so
Yep.
Have my
should be
mushrooms
fine.
before. Um. Yeah, he will do that. Grab and yeah, pull at least a couple.
hmm
Um.
Um, Nathaniel, you see suddenly Bianchi just like almost jumping out of his chair, like getting his headset off, just like uh, and it's just like trying to his head and ear seem to be ringing as he's just like, what in what? And that's like all he can get out, really, and you just hear it, and that's right as you've like ripped out one of them. That's the reaction that you get.
We basically
Yeah.
hear shouting.
Yeah, over the comms. Yeah. Well,
And
obviously
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel doesn't know what you guys are doing. He can't see it, but
Yeah.
yeah, he can see Bianchi.
Yeah.
I mean, we did discuss taking samples, so I
Yes.
guess
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
info.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Commander,
Nathaniel just startles. He's away from the comms. He just jumps to Bianchi, sort of puts his hands on his shoulders, sort of like, Jesus, Bianchi, what happened?
Just listen to it, and even from the distance you're away from the headset, you just hear like screeching, sort of like almost like you'd imagine like a whale song, but like on steroids. Like the basically the sort of noise that you heard before, Nathaniel, but just this time it doesn't. So it's like a whale song, sort of, but it's not really, because it's almost as if you have like a whale sort of trying to speak a human language. It's odd. It's unnatural, and I mean you heard the noise. It's weird. But it's like that. But this time it's like it's screaming, and it's sort of the volume is so loud that sort of Bianchi runs over and sort of turns down the dial, because he'd sort of been turning it up to listen in on what's going on,
Mm.
and then just out of the blue that happens. Um, yeah.
Yeah, with that, he runs back to the comms to contact the others. Did you do something?
Well, we've taken samples, Commander.
Look, we're getting something very weird on the comms here, like screaming or something. Look, this something's not right here. I want you guys out of there. Just make your way back, grab that statue, whatever, and make your way back to the sub ASAP.
yeah, yes, sir. Doctor, come on.
Uh, but
We can return later
Dr.
once
Quincy, that's
everything's
an
stable.
order. I'm responsible for your well-being, so please follow my orders.
all right, at least we have samples.
Just store it in the container. I'll
Yes.
prop it on your back. We'll do the same with mine once we get to the statue.
Yeah, put it in the backpack thing. Yeah.
And I'll prop it
Okay.
back, and we'll start walking back.
Walking or trying to move fast? How fast are you trying to move back? If you're if you're moving at a walking pace like you did over here, you don't have to like worry about sort of the footing and the light and everything, but you will be moving slower back.
I'll be
I
moving, normal walking speed. I came this way very slowly. I'll move at normal walking speed with the same care
Okay,
as
so
I
same
did
speed.
before.
Okay.
Walter is not in a particular hurry anyway.
Okay. That's fine. So you're like
Doesn't want to be.
walking back. That's fine. Um, um, yeah, Bianchi is just trying to um, just trying to listen in to the comms, sort of very confused, and uh, uh, Kelly just starts sort of uh, starts putting everything at the ready to move as soon as you're back. He's like revving everything up, and he's like, uh, "So what? We're just waiting here now, Commander. What are we doing?"
He's just sort of looking off into the distance, so to speak. No, there is not much distance to speak of. God damn it, Kelly, what did we find here?
Well, I haven't even seen what it is we're looking at.
Uh, I don't know. Just we just need to wait for those two to get back, and we need to get going. We'll log the coordinates
Hmm.
for later expeditions, because I think the guys back in home base will definitely want to have another look at this thing.
Fine. And back in the temple depths, as you're moving along. As you have come about to about this spot, how about you guys roll me a sanity?
Here we go.
Oh.
Hmm.
I am the sanest human person in this planet.
Oh,
I am not.
Yay!
Hard fail. As you come back, the statue is facing you. Now, when you came in, the statue was also facing you. Jack, you're sure that, oh yeah, but we turned it. There's, we turned it around. We were looking at it. We turned it around. That's why there's nothing to worry about. We need to get out of here. But Walter, you did not move a single part of it. There's something very wrong with it, and it's very disturbing. You don't like anything about it, and I want you to roll another d6 of sanity loss. Four more sanity.
Yay.
Um,
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the game. Don't be mad. You're actually playing it right.
No, do be mad.
do be mad, yeah.
Yeah,
Mad in
do
the right
be
way.
mad.
Mad in the right way.
Okay. Maybe we ought to.
Come on,
leave.
we have to go, Doc. We have to go.
Yeah.
Just help me collect the statue and let's go.
Commander,
yes, Dr. Quincy?
the statue is looking at us.
What?
What do you mean looking at you?
It turned around.
Doc,
What?
it probably got... We probably moved it, or maybe one of the cables pulled it.
We did not touch it, Tanner.
Look,
Well, we have cables hanging behind us. It probably tugged on one of them and turned.
Wouldn't it have fallen then?
I don't know. Let's just collect it and go. I want to be out of here.
look, Walter,
Maybe the
you're
mushrooms
probably...
are enough.
Walter, listen to me. You're probably just turned around. Maybe the discomfort is getting to you a bit. I mean, there is no way the statue could have moved.
Logically, yes. I understand, but okay. Okay, you're right. Yep. Logic. Yes, logic. Let's all right. I'll take off your backpack. The compartment. I'll do
Come
that.
on, Doc. We don't have a lot of time.
And
I don't
then
like
yeah,
what this place is doing.
he will unattach.
Yeah. While this is happening, Jack is basically looking around through the small windows in his suit, basically just watching out for anything that might show up, including checking this hallway to see if
Yep.
everything it's clear. We don't have
Yep. That's fine.
reds after us or anything like that.
Okay. Well, give me a spot hidden then as you pick it up.
Please succeed so I go insane. Please.
As you go over to pick it up and put it in the backpack compartment, you notice that it's much lighter than you would have assumed. Almost as if it's filled with, like you were expecting, maybe the granite or whatever, but it almost feel like it's the weight of something made out of
foam.
Not foam, not that bad, but something made out of plaster or something very light, very porous, and it's just you're surprised when you pick it up as how easy it is to take it with you. And as you put it in the backpack and put it on, you can't see anything Really, other than the fact that the lights are bouncing all over the place as you're fiddling with your arms and like moving the lights around. But yeah, that's about what you see.
Yeah. So basically, when I pick it up, I lean back, expecting the weight, and just it goes up effortlessly.
Yeah.
Just help me store this and let's go.
Yeah.
And I start putting it in the compartment.
Yep.
So you put it
And
on.
just turn around. So
Yeah. Attach it back on his back.
At the point where if you do continue going or forward.
Yeah, towards the stairs.
As you hit the stairs, like the bottom of the stairs, Kelly just sort of spins around to Nathaniel and goes, "Commander, I'm picking up something big on the sonar."
Big? What do you mean big?
I don't really know how big it is, but it's bigger than us.
Okay, in that
It's
case,
moving
Nathaniel
quickly.
Okay, oh god. Nathaniel just runs to the sonar to try and have a look for himself.
Well, you can give me echolocation.
Mm-hmm. But yet.
Yeah, well, you see what Kelly has seen. The fact that there is clearly something big out there. It could obviously be the size of like a large like military submarine. It could be, but you think it might be even bigger. You're not quite sure. But it is moving at quite a speed, and it's moving. It seems to be moving um, toward where you are.
Okay, he jumps back to the comms quickly. Tanner, Quincy, do you read?
Yeah.
There is something heading for us. Could be the Russians. Just double time it, okay?
Yes, sure.
You're muted, Miguel, by the way.
sorry. But yeah. Jack just goes, "Yes, Commander. Come on, Doc. Climb. We gotta go."
Can we? Well, still, I don't know how feasible that is, but
What, like going on all fours up the stairs?
kind of, yeah.
I
Because I mean, it can be fast, but also, more stable.
yeah
Once
well
we get out, we can basically jump off, I assume.
I mean you can try. Give me a climb.
Can I? Do I?
Failed 3 times
Oh,
over.
you can do dive. It's fine. I mean you are diving, so it's fine.
You can push it if it's not a success.
No, it is a success.
Ah.
Not that bad at diving.
Then I'll guess I have to push you.
Not bad at dying either, so you never know. Critical success, death roll. Yeah. Did you roll, Jack?
Oh, I have to roll as well. So it's diving, right?
Yep. That's a critical fail.
That
You're mouthing off to me.
shit.
As you
Uh,
start like double timing it, running as you're trying to get to the exit, you get a flash of light of one of the walls, and you slip, and you just bash the front of your head straight on one of the edges of the thing, and you hear like the screeching of you just see a tiny little crack start to appear in one of the windows in the front of the screen, and you know that this suit is built with hatches behind, so like you have buttons, you can lock the
Yeah.
window separately if a problem should arise. but you can feel the weight of the water just pushing in on the cracking glass.
Basically, I fall and I just stay for a second. Lord, protect me. And I
Tanner,
start trying to climb again.
Okay, but do you shut off the or do you keep the glass?
I'll shut it. I'll shut it.
Okay, you shut it. Okay, so yeah, you shut it. So now you have like the central window you're looking out of. You can't use anymore.
Yeah,
so
so I
now
have
you have
to
the top
basically
two.
look
Yeah, you have like the
top
top
or
sides.
sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to move your head like this if you're trying to see forward, for instance. Yeah. So now you're like half blind as you're like trying to
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
Which is the exactly the situation you want to be in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When
Tanner,
you're
you
running for
alright?
your goddamn life.
Are you
Okay.
alright, Tanner?
The small malfunction. Just keep going.
Alright. Climbing.
Okay, give me a secondary, but you are rolling diving with disadvantage, Jackie boy.
Take your disadvantage and shove it.
Uh,
Don't say that before the second roll.
yeah, don't.
Yeah, right. Take your disadvantage and shove it.
Oh no. You took all the good rolls from Ez.
So right when
We're like, la 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 la. Wait, la la la.
yeah, so right when Walter is about to get toward the top of it and get out, sort of hurrying his way up. And Jack, you're suddenly you get your grip, you calm yourself, and basically just start crawling and sort of dragging yourself up more by using the walls than you are using the steps at this point. And you just since you can't really see what's going on, um, what happens is Walt slips, falls backward. You're going full speed up, and you just hit him. Like you just like hit the back of
Yeah,
his
the top of his.
yeah, with the top of your head, just like right in the backpack. And I want you to roll 1d4 damage. So 1d4 damage taken to you, and 1d2 to yourself there.
Wait,
So
so one d4 for me?
Yes. Yeah, he's like
And
headbutting you in the
who
back.
rolls?
Yeah, who rolls?
Both of you can just roll. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so we both roll 1d4.
Yeah, 1d4 and 1d2. So as you can roll 1d2.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Both take 1 damage.
Sorry.
Best possible outcome.
And yeah, so you end up tripping backwards, and you're just like launched face first into the stairs again. But you manage to grab with your hands. But you sort of, you're both now laying sprawled out on the stairs, sort of almost at the exit.
The,
Oh, and
the
actually,
pressure,
roll
the
a
mental
luck.
pressure.
Roll a luck roll now.
Fucker. Okay.
Both?
Both of you, yeah. I want to see how you do collectively.
Oh god.
Ay, okay.
Okay, so as this is, as you know, you hit and you flail and you're doing all of this, you you now notice that you've sort of gotten the communications cable of Jack sort of like around your one arm and your head, so you're sort of like your one arm is sort of hard to maneuver without like ripping it sort of out. You're like bound up as you're trying to get out of this.
Do I see this?
Well, you're behind and you have limited vision, so no, I don't think you actually
Okay.
notice it.
Doc, come on, move.
I don't think I have time to be like, oh yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, give me one more diving. None
I
of you
don't wanna.
critically fail this time.
Disadvantage again.
You get a disadvantage. Actually, both of you might get a disadvantage now that you said it.
It's,
Why did
well, I
you?
take the worst one. Hold on. That's
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
fuck.
that one is.
Ooh.
Ooh, 16.
You know what?
Hard success. Huh?
You know, fuck it. I'm gonna spend. So that would be. This, I think. So 39 minus 16 is 23, correct?
16. Okay. You're really burning the.
Yeah,
burning.
because we cannot fail this shit.
You say
You
that,
can.
but we don't know what's going to happen
Okay,
later.
fine.
No?
I failed. Fuck you.
You. Well, you do your own decision. What do you want to do? You want to succeed? Then succeed. There's no issue.
Yeah, I really want to succeed
Okay.
because if I fail, she's
Remove the
tangled
luck.
up. Well, he's tangled up, and I'm gonna yank him back. I really don't want to do that.
Fine. Remove the luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So not
So it's
only are you
23, correct? Because it's
yes
39 minus 16.
yes.
Yeah.
So not only are you both do you both manage to get to the outside of the sub, not to the sub. No, you're not outside of the sub. The outside of the structure. But at this point, with his tenacity and his hard success, Walter is actually sort of the fact that he's bound the cable is sort of bound to him makes it easier for you to climb up as he's sort of halfway pulling you along as he's sort of crawling up the last few steps as he gets to the exit. And now at the exit then you manage to sort of get to your feet on top of this structure. And you see the Norton in front of you. And it's sort of the lights blaring against you. It's sort of hard to really walk toward it, but it's right there next to you.
Okay. At this point, do I see that Quincy is all tangled up?
Again, roll me like a luck or something. Would you even like think to look in at that at this point? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if
Or do a spot hidden. Do a spot hidden. That's
Sure.
better.
Okay. Just.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You notice. Yeah.
Okay. I basically just look at him. Okay, hold on.
No time.
Commander, disconnecting comms, and I'm gonna basically yank the cable out.
Okay. Yank it out. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Quincy, what
What?
happened?
I'll just tell him to.
Yeah. I mean, you
basically
just said it
move.
and yanked it, right? You
Yeah.
don't wait for a response or anything. You just
Okay.
yank
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll just
yank
try to like point
mine off.
that way.
What did you yank? What?
Yank mine off.
No, he
My.
yanked.
No,
No, he
mine.
yanked his own off.
Okay.
Because you're tangled up in my cable, not yours.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So that's an easier way for you to just. You just
Yeah.
need
So
to pull.
almost as soon as he just like yanks it out, you feel sort of the cable fall, and you can easily just like get it off of you at this point.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait, what? Quincy, what happened?
I got tangled up. Tanner tore his cable.
That's all right. That's all right. Just get back to the sub as quickly as you can.
Okay. Can we just jump off the edge? YOLO.
You
I
can
don't
jump
know.
off the edge. Are you jumping off the edge?
I don't know. I mean, like considering how long it took to like climb up those stairs to be like, oh, I don't know if
Yeah. You can jump off. Are you jumping off?
don't like the way you're asking.
One, two.
Yes.
Okay, you're jumping up. Fine.
Yes.
Okay, then both of you give me a ba 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 bum.
It's where you're gonna ask me to like give you like a
Dex.
locksmith.
Dex with disadvantage, maybe.
Okay.
Dex,
I
did you
mean,
say?
we have a jump skill.
Was there on? Okay. Well, then
Why?
jump then.
Why would it?
So jump
I
or
can't see
dex
jump.
with disadvantage. It's in the middle row.
Yeah,
Second. Right
Oh, yeah.
I would
under
Yep.
prefer the
enemy.
Dex.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so jump or dex with disadvantage.
Okay, I'll take dex because odds are I'm not gonna
Yeah.
reach out well.
I'm still gonna face plant.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Face plant galore.
Oh yeah. But that's already bad, so it can only get worse. Oh yes.
Oh, oh!
I'm just
You
trying to
basically
check.
just jam the claw in the helmet.
So it's not a critical fail.
That's something.
It's because you're using. Oh, you're using dex or you're using jump?
Dex, I do
Oh yeah.
not have.
Yeah. No, then it's let's see. Yeah. Then it's just a normal fail. It's not even a hard fail. Yeah. The other one would be a hard fail. So you jump and you feel yourself like sink into the ground as you hit it, almost up to your like a bit above your ankle, almost at your shin. So it's like you feel like your left leg sinks to there, the right one, because it takes the brunt of the landing. The other one sort of lands sort of on top of the sand, okay, but you feel like you're a bit stuck in the ground. But Jack rolled a 42. Is that it?
Yeah.
And you
That's
rolled Dex as well.
yes.
Yeah,
It's a
it's just a
pass.
normal success. Yeah. You manage to land. You sort of land okay. You don't get stuck or anything, but it's not a comfortable landing, so to say. But you manage to get out okay.
I didn't really expect it to be so.
Yeah. So at this point, what do you do?
Do I see
I'm
him
trying
like face
to yank
plant?
my leg out. I'm not face
Oh,
planting. I
you
just went whoop.
Stuck in
okay?
the
You
ground.
got your okay.
Yes.
Do I see him stuck?
Give
Trying
me
to yank
a
it out.
spot hidden with disadvantage. Again, you got a
I don't
missing.
see it. I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it?
No.
Okay, yeah, no, you just sort of, because of, your viewports being up here, you just sort of see his upper body standing upright in the sand, and you just imagine, yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep moving.
Okay.
Just trying to yank that leg out from the sand.
By the way, at this point, Nathaniel, Kelly is getting more and more sort of agitated, and he's sort of like looking at the sort of the sonar blip being like it's getting a lot closer.
Yeah, can I, like, judge the ETA?
Maybe a minute,
Fuck. Keep
if
it
that.
together, Kelly. Keep it together. Quincy, how's the situation?
I'm a little stuck, sir, but dealing with it.
Look, we got a minute left tops, so please, hurry.
Yeah, doing my best. Doing my best. Yeah, trying to yank my leg out. I don't know.
Yeah, so that will be your choice between strength or operate heavy machinery, I think.
Strength it is, I guess. Jesus. Neither are good options for
And he
me.
has, like, 20 strength.
Meh.
Not far off.
Meh.
I'm not a strong man. I am a weedy scientist, okay? Weed. Nope.
Nope.
Luck.
You want to
Luck.
push it? Is it that
I,
far out from?
it's not that far off, I guess.
really want to be left here by the sub? That's my question.
Big pull
Because
by
I
the
don't think you're
cable.
gonna get any closer than this, honestly.
Thanks.
Not in a timely manner. And that's not an insult, that's just chance. Chances are you're gonna get a way higher thing.
Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you spend luck.
Yeah.
How much? Just enough to get a normal success, or you want to
Yeah.
go further than that? Okay. Yeah, getting a normal success, you manage to wrench your leg free. You are still going. You take one damage, but nothing. But you're good to go. Like it's just superficial. You like almost like tearing at your leg. You like full strength trying to get it loose, and you just feel like you've not like you've sprained it, but that you're just like sore in that in your leg basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just take a single point of damage, and
Yep.
then you are free to. You just continue getting towards the sub, I suppose.
As fast as possible.
Okay. So there's obviously on the side of the sub, almost at the front, there have been again installed almost for this mission specifically. I can take us back to the sub, by the way. Like there's been put like a sort of a ladder-ish sort of situation on the side. Not really a ladder, but like indents into it so you can grab on and climb up to the top of it. Um, as you get to, well, as Jack gets to the side of it, um, you can hear something reverberate through the water. Um, and it must be incredibly loud for you to feel the vibrations of whatever it is.
And I
But you
know
can
that?
feel it. Oh yeah, you know that.
Okay.
I mean, being a diver, you know that. But you can feel like the ocean itself like vibrating, and you can see in this the sand is vibrating. Um, and you get to the ladder. I suppose you just start climbing up.
I look back just to see where Quincy is. I assume he's, like, from my point of view, I assume he's right behind me.
Mm.
So I look right
You
behind
look
me
behind,
just to
and
check if he's...
he's not there. He's like 20 meters back, maybe.
I basically just take a moment to look and look up the ladder. And for a split second, I'm gonna consider just going up.
Mm-hmm. How about you roll How about you roll me a power?
All right.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
are free to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that as a sign, and I'm just gonna, look up the ladder. And obviously, no one can hear me, so I'm just gonna say, "Darn it!" And I just turn back and just make a motion for him to hurry up.
Okay. Is Walter hurrying along?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay. Then
Time to feed.
give me a diving and make it good.
Sure. If that's how it worked.
By make it good, he means spend all your luck so I can fuck you later.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yes.
You made
wow.
it good. Okay.
It wishes my command.
Are you making it into a critical, or are you keeping it at a hard success?
What would make it a critical?
Your skill is 40, right? No, what is it?
45, I think.
So you need to spend 1 point of luck.
Yeah. I'll do that. This is how my luck disappears.
Yes. Good rolls, finally.
So, um, Walter just suddenly seems to be completely in his element. He starts almost like leaping from foot to foot as he's going along, making like record speed now along the ocean floor. And as you sort of get to the ladder itself, you hear the propellers starting up on the ship. At this point, Kelly just revving up to move, and he just you see him, Nathaniel, he just turns to you and he's like, "We have to move, or we'll lose the sub."
Would I be able to tell if we could outrun that thing based on the speed it's been moving so far?
Give me a. What would that even be? Give me a navigation roll.
Just a sec. What is my navigation rating even? Oh, that's not bad. Precisely.
It's like, yeah, right on. Okay. Uh, you don't think there's a chance in hell that you're gonna be able to outrun whatever this is. But I mean, sitting still means that if this is another sub, you got a single torpedo being fired in your direction. They're not gonna miss anything. Like, you're completely still. So you know that. But yeah, like, this sub is super slow. Like, that's one of the main reasons why it was carried on that ship all the way over to Iceland. Why it wasn't like navigated on its own.
At this point, he's already seen some weird stuff. So he's seriously questioning things now. Like, even if this is a Russian sub, that they have no chance of outrunning by his estimate, the best they can hope for is, well, to be taken prisoner. Like, they cannot maneuver their way around it. They cannot outrun it. So instead, he's just going to turn to Kelly, kill the power, kill the lights.
Okay. You notice this on the outside, that suddenly all the lights shut off, everything shuts. Well, everything that you can see, so it's just the spotlights you see from the outside. On the inside, everything shuts down, and everybody's just in complete darkness. And the interesting thing now is that even though the lights and everything has been powered off, this big disc-like structure is now lighting up like a beacon, right? And it's just staying lit for quite a while before it slightly starts to dim down. So what are the two of you doing on the outside?
You're muted, Miguel.
Sorry. As soon as I see the lights turn off, and I know Quincy is on his way, I'm gonna basically just turn my lights off as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just wait while still holding on to the stairs, and I'm just gonna keep my arm forward in Quincy's direction so I can feel if he gets here beforehand, if he turns his lights off as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think Walter would turn his lights off until he got there, but I don't know.
Yeah. Now, when he gets there, what would he turn it off, or would he be looking around? What do you think? Actually, you got a critical success, right, on your power roll before, didn't you?
Oh, that was Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel did. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got a critical success. Yeah, so you can choose to turn off your lights or whatever. But yeah, if you want to turn off your lights or do stuff like that now, especially with the sort of sanity losses that you've been having recently, I want you to roll a sanity roll actually to do that.
Sorry.
Well, you apologizing.
If you're shutting the lights off. If you're not shutting them off, then
considering it. I think that's fine.
I think that's fine.
that didn't sound very encouraging.
Is it? No, it's not. It's not fine.
Yes, I thought you'd lost enough sanity now. Because have you written down how
Me
much
with
you've lost?
sanity. Huh?
How much have you lost thus far? Have you written it down somewhere?
Um. Well, I just been taking it off my
Other sheet?
sanity.
Just say your
Oh yeah.
current
Yeah.
and
Oh
your
yeah. Okay, I
power.
see it there. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong sheet. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. No, you do not want to turn off the lights. You feel
I'm like,
that is
I
not.
want to
That's
know
not
what's
a good idea.
happening.
That's not a good idea. But you don't have to flail it around. But it's just like being in complete darkness is a bit frightening.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody inside the sub will also be rolling sanity. And I will be rolling sanity for the other members of the crew.
That's
Oh
not
Background
my
good.
music
god.
is. Uh-oh.
Okay,
You've been sitting in a box for the for the entire session, and now you're gonna go crazy on your own.
Well, not
no,
on
but
his own.
no,
There
but
are
it's
NPCs.
as soon as the power goes off, um, Nathaniel, you hear one of the other people in the space with you start to like hyperventilate, um, and sort of starting to mutter to themselves and to be yeah, like they're really starting to like they're having a severe panic attack. And let's see what happened to number two. Number two is fine. Number two
Okay.
is whoever else is in there with you seems to be sort of freaked out, obviously, but not completely losing their shit.
Can I tell from the muttering who it is?
Do a listen.
Okay. Oh yeah, that Skelly told me I didn't need to put any points in.
Well, you haven't needed it until you shut
Oh,
off the power.
bleh.
Okay, you can't really tell, no. Not with that sort of failure rate, no.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna call out Kelly.
Kelly's not answering.
Wait, what's the dog? Bianchi.
Yes, yes. What do you need?
Okay, since he knows it's Kelly, he's going to like move over to him. Just try to just put his hands on his shoulders. It's a small space. He should know where it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear where he is too, so. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
muttering and
look,
stuff.
Kelly, listen to me. It's gonna be fine. Just take slow, deep breaths.
Yeah, give me a. That's a psychology roll if I've ever heard of one.
This is gonna be very
Or it's
slim.
or actually you can choose. Like psychology would definitely be better at calming someone down, but I mean you could use persuade, I suppose. But you're gonna have to roll persuade with a disadvantage if you're using persuade, I think.
Hold on, let me just see if I even have that. Ooh, well, yeah, my chances are definitely better with persuade.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a fail. Then we need to roll the other one.
Well, yeah, you can get an even worse result.
Oh, that's true.
No, okay, so it's just a fail. Okay. Yeah, no, he's definitely not calming down. He's like, you can sort of hear by, uh, just like the other sounds around that he seems to be almost like rocking back and forth, and he's like muttering to himself that, I always knew I was gonna die down here. I always knew I was gonna die down here, like again and again and again and again, over and over again. Back to the outside. The outside of the sub, we've got the two people feeling the vibrations of the sea. They are getting more and more intense. What exactly is Jack doing at this point? There's a tiny bit of light as the structure is dimming still, but the other light that you get is from Walter's
Quincy,
like flash, like his chest lights and his like
and I
hand
still
light.
see him approaching.
No, he's at the ladders right now, but he's just like holding
Oh,
onto
okay.
the ladders as well. But he's like glowing onto the sub, sort of.
Okay. Well, I'll basically just, you know, I mean, if he's this scared, he's gotta get somewhere. So I'm basically just gonna like bump his elbow so he gets that I'm trying to get his attention. And I'm just gonna point up.
Okay. Walt,
Okay.
what are you doing? He can't really tell you. He can't tell you what he wants you to do. He doesn't have comms.
I know. But he's like, um, well, we established that Walter doesn't want to shut the lights off. I'm assuming that's the only thing he would want. So, can't even just say, wait, because I can't even say anything because now he's not going to hear it.
He's not going to hear it. The people in the sub aren't going to hear it. You don't know necessarily that they've shut off comms and everything, but they have. You just don't know it yet.
I'm just gonna say then, it's like, I don't want to stay in the dark.
She spoke out to the void.
The void listens.
And I mean, because the power is off, they don't hear shit.
No,
So-
they don't hear anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just stay there by the bottom of the ladder. You don't move or do anything. Any of you?
If he doesn't move, I'm gonna start like trying to push him up so he gets the idea.
But
Climb.
wasn't Jack the first one anyway? He was already on the ladder. I thought
I
that.
was near
No,
the
he is
ladder,
standing
but
by
I
the
didn't
ladder.
climb.
Oh, okay. So you tried to. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay. If Walter is being physically pushed, then yes, I think he will get the message.
So get your ass up that
yeah.
ladder.
So you're at the top of the ladder at this point, or almost at the top. What do you
Yep.
do?
Open the hatch.
Okay, so you're moving along the side of the, or along the top of the
Yeah.
sub then. What is Mr. Jack doing at this point? Is he just waiting down there?
Well, if I notice, because I do have my top
Yes.
thing still clear. If I notice he went up,
Yep.
climbing after him.
Okay. So you're right behind him, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, at that point, I want both of you, while you're walking at the top of the sub, and you feel the vibrations of the sea just going louder and louder and louder, I want both of you to roll a spot hidden. And I want Miguelito to roll it with disadvantage.
Good, because that. There we go. No. I'm glad that I failed this, because this is the one thing that's gonna make us go fucking insane. And if Ez sees it, that's her problem.
I don't think.
Oh god.
No, did I? Oh no, I was looking at the wrong character sheet. Okay, it would be way funnier if it was that character sheet. Oh, okay, no, it's actually, okay, so it's even worse for you. Okay, that's great. I just, I was watching Nathaniel's character sheet and he has a 55 in spot hidden and you rolled a 55, and that's why I was snickering, because it's just like, but yeah, no, you have a better than that, so you, as the light is dimming from the sphere, and you're sort of like moving from side to side trying to get to the hatch, for just the briefest moment, in the sort of the as far away as you can see, I guess, in sort of the mists of the darkness all the way around, you just see this sort of like serpentine shape just sort of like eeling itself, like the darkness is undulating and moving in the distance. And what you see moving is absolutely massive. I mean, we're talking blue whales on super steroids in groups, and like that. It's massive, it's big, it's huge, and it's sort of you just barely get a tiny glimpse of it moving, and you can't even tell which direction it's moving really, but you can tell that something's moving before the sort of structure is completely unlit now. And there's just darkness, and you have a little flashlight, but you can't. It doesn't go that far into the darkness. And then you can see the ground. You can see the sub. That's what you can see. So yeah, roll sanity again.
To translate. Ah! Oh God, that's creepy. Ah!
I mean, you're fine, but now I want because not only did Jack thought or Miguel thought didn't see it. And you're not so lucky because neither did you see that Walter just stopped looking out into the darkness, and you're like hurrying to the hatch, not seeing what's in front of you, and you just like walk straight into him again like you've done before. And I want both of you to just basically give me a diving and don't fall off the side of it, please.
Then why did you ask us to roll?
Because I had to. He was like, "Oh, I'm so happy I rolled poorly." You should never be happy that you rolled poorly because something else will go wrong.
Damn it, Walter.
No, damn it, Jack!
Yeah,
Just
okay.
really quickly.
Mm.
Do you want to make this even worse and have me roll with disadvantage?
No, I don't think you have to roll with disadvantage because you're.
I don't have the front thing.
Yeah, but that's seeing. Like you're like
Okay.
you've already crashed into him. This is like trying to regain your balance, sort of thing, and that you don't
Okay,
really
okay.
need vision for that, really. So that's fine. But yeah, that's hard fail for you. So that's that's wonderful. So I want you to roll dex with disadvantage for me as you're like you slip, you fall off the side, just don't hit your head on a rock. Let's see.
Walter was just like, ah, yes, a humongous serpent. This is fine. And then it's just like, ah.
It's like carvings. Giant serpent. Huh.
First one. Come on. You can critically fail. Come on, let's go. No,
No.
you do well. So you manage to land. You do land sort of on your stomach, but you brace correctly. You don't hurt yourself in the landing. But as you land and you lay down on your stomach, you just hear something huge. You can't see it, obviously, you're face down. You just hear something absolutely massive move over the top of sort of the back of you. And I want, at this point, seeing as you can only see straight up, Mr. Jack Tanner, I want you to obviously there's like no light now, but I'm still sort of there might be some residual light from the ground and everything. I want you to roll and see if you can get a critical success on this spot hidden roll there.
You really want to make me go insane, right?
No, but
Right,
no, but I actually want you to roll with advantage now because you can only see straight up. So you
Okay,
roll spot
so
hidden
it's spot
with
hidden
advantage.
with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. You really want to try and fuck me over, man?
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Let's go.
What are the odds?
But yeah, you still hear it.
The
All
odds
of you
are
hear
1 in
it.
100, Philip. 1 in 100.
Not even 1 in 100, 1 in 10,000 to roll the same
Yeah,
one
there
twice.
you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so you stay there. You hear the piercing, shrieking noise as whatever it is like moving over the top. Everybody inside the sub hears it too, but it's more sort of warped by the metal and everything that is around. But you can sort of hear a screeching sort of noise from inside as well. And then there's nothing. As it moves across, it fades. The screaming dissipates. It's like you almost hear like almost like dust and everything like sinking back down to the from like the sand being blown up by whatever it is moving across, sink back down, and there's no sound, no light, just darkness.